zipping to the end zone. It is pouring points in Chapel Hill. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win!
Carolina faces West Virginia in the Duke's Mayo Bowl on Wednesday, December 27th. Pre-game coverage starts at 4:30. Kickoff is at 5:30 on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
All year, you've sang, danced, and listened to your favorite artists in the free iHeartRadio app. Introducing iHeart Rewind 2023, presented by State Farm. A personalized experience featuring the music and podcasts that brought you joy in 2023 straight to your inbox. Plus, we're sharing what made your neighborhood move by highlighting the top artists, songs, and more in your home state. See the soundtrack to your neighborhood at iHeartRewind.com. Thanks for listening with iHeartRadio in 2023, and Happy New Year from us and our friends at State Farm.
Ready to start the new year strong? Then come out for the annual New Year's Resolution Run presented by Hunter Subaru. With 5K and 10K routes to choose from, runners, walkers, and family members of all ages and ability levels are welcome. You'll enjoy the vibrant streets of downtown Asheville on New Year's Day starting at 10 a.m. What better way to make 2024 your most successful year yet? Start it with a win at the New Year's Resolution Run. For more information and to get signed up, go to idaph.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
From the Angell Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The pounding begins. The wagons are circled. Every wind is raidered. It's football time in America, and this republic has never been stronger. The Sportsocracy, Beer City's best sports talk, live from the Angell Studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. The Sportsocracy is heard everywhere you go around the world on the iHeartRadio app. You can see us as well on the YouTubes. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat. Today is the day. It is the NFL Christmas Spectacular.
It's the last day of the year. I've been trying to convince Tank to let me read "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" in all of my little voices. Mm-hmm. I've so far not succeeded in that.
No. And then when I said, I don't know that you should, for the last 45 minutes, that's all he's been doing is reading "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" in every possible voice he can come up with. And some of them need work. Some of them are really funny. Two of them are pretty accurate.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do one that is just god-awful. Michael Caine is terrible, but it's almost funny because of how bad it is.
Michael Caine's not bad. Your Michael Caine is actually one of the better ones that you do, but it's like mini impressions, right? And they're impressions of other people doing impressions of those people.
Yes.
So, like, your Michael Caine impression is you doing an impression of Ross Marquand doing an impression of somebody else doing an impression of Michael Caine.
Why do we fall best away?
Good Lord.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to lie. If you're looking for a whole lot of deep dive and informative content today, probably not going to be there. If you're looking for chuckles here the last week before Christmas.
Yes.
Got
this
that.
This is the 3 hours of dumbassery that you have
no doubt
you have ordered up for your Christmas vacation, because we are on vacation after today until after the first of the year.
My if my pants usage was a bar graph, the next bar is gonna be real small. I made that joke on purpose.
Good for you.
Good for me. Let's go. Spectacular.
Spectacular. So today we're gonna open up the request lines here.
100%. We have prepped none of these. We want you, the wonderful listeners of this show and our YouTube chat, ask us any of your teams, any people, anybody in sports. What you want for Christmas?
Yeah, what's on your wish list for the coming future for your NFL franchise? You want to throw out other sports, you can as well. Although, we mainly focus on the big one, the NFL. Jeremy,
you're bringing down your friends to see old Mullet Claus, and this is a little different. See, Mullet Claus tells you what you need for Christmas, not necessarily what you want. It's very socialist of me.
Mm-hmm. And if you are into other sports than the NFL, definitely check out the Ocho tonight at 8 o'clock. Our good friends, Armchair Commentary and Stone Sports Podcast, will be bringing you all of the latest from outside the NFL. Maybe some hockey bangers in there. He said he was going to start working on some hockey bangers, so we're going to expect that. Do you have bowl picks?
Oh, I mean, I can. Bowl games are fun. I do not understand how people keep watching these games when it's the third string quarterback.
I don't either. I don't know. You were reading off numbers to me earlier today.
The Cure Bowl had more people watch it than every college basketball game except one.
Which makes absolutely zero sense to me.
And that game was Carolina-Kentucky, and it got beat by, UCLA and Boise State?
Yeah, I don't know.
You want to know why we talk about football 98.6% of the time? Because that's what you watch.
Yes. But we will later on in the program, we'll get caught up on all things Tar Heel sports and honor a great Tar Heel who left this world too earlier this week. We will honor Eric Montross, former North Carolina Tar Heel, who lost his battle with cancer. We'll talk with Jones Angell, the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, who worked for several years with Eric on the call of the Tar Heel Sports Network. Talk about just what a loss that is, and we'll get you ready for tonight's top 10 matchup in Charlotte as the Tar Heels take on Oklahoma in the Jumpman Classic.
Good tickets still available if you're within the Charlotte area. Look at the seating map of that bad boy, and there are no currently 100% occupied sections of that arena.
Well, here's the thing: I'm still blaming this all on the coronavirus, right? It showed us that we're fine being at home, right? I have little desire to go out amongst the public to go to a game. It's just one of those things. I can stay home and I can get it.
I love going out amongst the public, but I like doing it on my terms, which is 51 North Merriman Avenue, the Village Porch. You just shoot me a text. I'll come down because trust me, I will not be more than a good driver away from that place any time over the next 2 weeks.
Any impediment to your schedule, anything you got to go out of the way for, it's off the list for me now. And I think that's what a lot of sports fans are doing with some of the attendance numbers that we've seen. Obviously, that doesn't play for the big one, the NFL. Your wish list, get them in on the YouTube stream, and we will get to them throughout the program here. Jeremy, what's your wish list? What's at the top of your list for your New York Jets? Do you just wish Aaron Rodgers will go away at this point?
No. After he went on the Pat McAfee show yesterday and said, I'm playing at least 2 more years. That, if you notice, if you're seeing us on the YouTube stream, you'll see that Jeremy is wearing a new festive Christmas New York Jets hoodie he bought for himself while he was out buying gifts for everybody else. Had to get himself a little treaty too. That's what it do. That's what it do. I mean, look, you know what I want? I want to make the playoffs. Just once, right now, if a child was born the day the Jets played their last playoff game, that child is now a smartass that is working on getting their driver's license.
Yes.
So my requests are very basic. I want another NBA title for your 2023 NBA champion Denver Nuggets, which is not looking great.
Are they not doing well?
They're third in the West, but they're easily the third best team in the West. Because there's 2 real young teams that are real good, and we'll talk about that when it matters. So, May.
I was gonna say June, but okay.
I want a solid recruiting class today for my Florida State Seminoles. We're 5th in the country right now. Need a few. Need a flip or two. Still on the number 1 recruit in the country. Maybe that announcement should be coming down anytime now. So if you hear me go, yeah, real loud in the background, that's probably why.
All right.
And if he doesn't sign with us, then you might hear me say something else.
Seems like simple wishes, right?
I'm a simple man.
It is amazing to me that your NFL football team has not made the playoffs since my children have been alive. And that is
Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome?
Something special. Something special. That's all right. You'll be back next year.
I hope so. It'd be sweet.
Well, of course you will. Of course you will. Let's see. Gambit fan says all he wants for Christmas is to not have Brian Johnson as his offensive coordinator.
Well, I hear Frank Reich's not doing anything, so maybe you could have a reunion there.
Yeah, there you go. Rekindle the magic.
It'd be hard for it to be any worse than Brian Johnson.
This is quarterback draws and bombs away on 3rd and short for days.
I feel like Philadelphia is the team that they should be really, really nice over the next handful of days in the hopes that they can get Santa Claus to be a little nicer to them here in the last few weeks of the season.
The problem is, what is Santa Claus going to do for you? Santa Claus can't bring you a new head coach at this point, and he can't even bring you one with any semblance of a brain.
No, and I went back and listened to the power rankings yesterday. You should too, because I made some wonderful points and looked fabulous doing it. Humility is my greatest ability.
Indeed.
I really look at Philadelphia, and I've said this over the course of the entire year, but I'm more there now than I have been at any point. I feel like this is a really flawed construction of a team because you're tying a lot of things to a quarterback that, we all like Jalen. He's better than we thought he would be. He's not elite. But you're paying him like he's elite.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you're paying him as he's elite, you're asking him to do more, and he doesn't do that particularly well. And look, those 2 interceptions against Seattle, it's a terrible read of a defense. Terrible read of a defense.
Mm-hmm.
And, shocking, he came out of 2 offenses in college, one of which had so much talent that I'm not sure I couldn't have been the point guy, and a Lincoln Riley system that doesn't really – the thing that's always made me knock Lincoln Riley quarterbacks is how the system works, because you're making the defense contour to you, and – that's not really how the NFL works. In the NFL, I'm going to run my defense because I think my defense will stop you, and you have to make the adjustment on the fly. Jalen Hurts isn't doing that, and Brian Johnson is not helping him do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that any of that can be fixed over the next handful of weeks. I kind of think it is what it is. You can still win that way. You would be really advantageous if you caught a nice cold snap, because that is a cold weather way of playing. The defense still has talent. It's just not coached well, and it's obvious.
Yep.
Matt Patricia, that did absolutely nothing. This is the old man with the red shirt. Hey, look, I got my Christmas gift. It's the same thing I got on.
Right. You're not going to find, it baffles me how this team was so good as basically currently constituted, right? You didn't lose anything from last year.
You got Sanders. 2 corners that aged aggressively over the course of a year.
Right. But
that's the thing. That's how that defense worked, is that I could put 2 corners on an island. I knew whoever the bigger, more physical receiver was going to get Bradbury. Whoever the shiftier receiver was, whether it was out of the slot or from the outside, it was going to be Slay. Now neither one of those guys can cover anybody.
Right.
They're both genuinely god-awful.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that filters from the top down. That's the problem with running a defense like that, is that if you don't have those guys that can shut down a 1 and a 2, and now I have to live off the crumbs of what's left, the tight end, because their linebackers and their safeties have never been elite. I've always been able to get you that way to a point. It just wasn't enough to beat what you did offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as soon as you it's almost like constructing a car. If you take one screw out of the axle of a car, you're going to be skirting down the interstate like Fred Flintstone pretty soon, and that's what I look at Philadelphia and see right now.
Right. Defensive side, I have no answers for. It's the offensive side that I look at and go, why can't we just dig out last year's playbook and go, see, all that stuff worked. We can do that again. Why does it have to be so different? Why? And I know that sounds simple.
It is simple. It's a gross oversimplification. Right. And I can answer the question as to why you can't do that.
Please do.
We've tried. It doesn't work because teams have figured this out. The NFL is undefeated when it comes to gimmicky crap. And Shane Steichen was great at just always keeping you on your toes. Anytime you thought you had them figured out, I'll add a new wrinkle. Brian Johnson's not doing that.
Right.
He's taking basically the game plan that Shane Steichen left, and the book is finished. There are no more chapters, and there are blank pages at the end that he doesn't know what to write in there.
He's not creating on the fly.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
And that's one of the beauties of Shane Steichen. It's why it's working in Indianapolis. Because he got thrown a rough hand. He got thrown a hand of, I had a mobile, big-arm quarterback who's not super accurate. He had basically put in an entire game plan that way, and 4 weeks into the season, now I have to shade to this guy who does absolutely none of the same things that my starter does. And they've gotten better week after week after week. Philadelphia, on the other hand, is just continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. That tells me that you don't have that brain trust on the backside that is taking this film and able to see what teams are doing, because in large part it's very similar. A.J. Brown has been really shut down over the last handful of weeks. It's because teams figured out that's the straw that stirs the drink. We shut him down, everything dies off of it. Because you're going to stop running just because that's what you do. DeAndre Swift will look like a game breaker in the first quarter. You'll take him out. I don't have to worry about that. Unless he absolutely kills me, you're going to take that away from us yourself. All I have to worry about is Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and I do all of that by shutting down A.J. Brown. Now, I have to have the personnel to do it, and they've played a few teams here in the last few weeks that do. You're going to play that in the playoffs as well. It really bothered me that Chris Collinsworth agreed with damn near everything I said. I'm sitting here listening to Chris Collinsworth going, oh, God, this all sounds familiar. I don't like you being on my team. But he is. He's right, just like I was.
Yep. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. It is the Christmas Vacation NFL Spectacular. Get in your wish list for your team throughout the program this afternoon. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back here in the Angell studio.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The Ingalls Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingalls locations, donate online or at the Ingalls Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
Don't miss out on new deals every day during Lowe's 25 Days of Deals. Get a Werner 4-foot fiberglass stepladder. Was $59.98, now $29.98. Because Lowe's knows deals every day. Valid through 12/20 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer. And some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate Razor. While others need a Gillette Anti-Chafe Stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Plan your visit to Tryon International Equestrian Center for Winterfest, powered by Stoller Power Solutions. Load up your vehicle with friends and family and take a cruise through the Wonderland Drive-Thru Light Show. Twirl and glide into the holidays with the ice skating rink. Shop for everyone on your list at the Christmas market with diverse offerings from local and artisan vendors. And don't forget about breakfast with Santa. Winterfest at the Tryon International Equestrian Center. Head to tryon.com/Winterfest for dates and details.
On Millionaire's Cove.
Don, I won $1 million playing the $10 million spectacular scratch-off. And there's someone else.
Well, I won the $10 million top prize.
I don't know what I saw in your long-lost brother.
I have a brother?
New $10 million spectacular from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Instant millions change everything. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 3.11. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Hey kids, breakfast.
Look at you making smiley face pancakes. Seems like you're feeling much better. It was the Mucinex Fast Max Kickstart Severe Cold and Flu I got you, huh?
Definitely. Good thing I took it the other morning.
So you're ready to go for a walk?
Yep.
Any more pancakes?
Saved the biggest smile for you.
Aw.
New Mucinex Kickstart gives all in one-and-done relief with a morning jolt of instant cooling sensation. Come back with a kick with new Mucinex Kickstart. Use as directed.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville 2023 Christmas Vacation NFL Spectacular. Get your Christmas wish in for your NFL team. Denver Donkeys in the YouTube comments. This is all he wants for Christmas is a new front office. And
well,
you're not. You're not getting that, right?
I mean, you might get a different name. Sean Payton's the one pulling the strings, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Bingo.
And he's done more than enough this year to show that, hey, I'm the guy.
No doubt.
I'm
1
the
year
guy that does
turnaround
stuff.
into a playoff-threatening team, it's going to show everybody else, okay, that guy needs to be calling all the shots. So whether he replaces George Payton with a buddy of his or somebody that he respects, or does he go the Bill Belichick route, take it over himself?
I would say that's probably more likely. You might have a name there, but it's not going to be
a de facto. You're right.
Yes.
A GM in name only.
Yeah, Denver. If you were coming to Mullet Claus, and it were, Mullet Claus telling you what you should want for Christmas, there are a slew of edge rushers in this draft that I really like, and Dallas Turner's the one I keep looking at Denver, going, man, I would like that fit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That would be just quite lovely. I don't love him outside of certain scenarios, but Denver is the one that I would be all over that.
I want a pass catcher. If I'm a Donkey fan, that's what I want. I want somebody other than Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah,
Cortland Sutton has been just fine. I can deal with Cortland Sutton. I want
off Cortland Sutton too.
He showed me in the last year that, he's at least got something in the tank. Jerry Jeudy has not shown anything to me.
No, there's just no rapport there whatsoever.
Mm-mm.
And he's a guy that I feel like is going to go somewhere else, and you'll see more of what it was that you thought you were going to see. Teams just don't want to give up anything for him.
Yeah.
Because they know eventually Denver's going to tap.
Mm-hmm.
And that time is coming. But if you're a Denver fan, you should be really thankful this holiday season, because it's way better than you could have ever thought.
Oh, no doubt about it.
It's way better than I thought. When you got beat 70-20, I was pretty confident this team was going 2-15.
Yep. Number one pick bound, all of that. And then somehow, some way, you got a good coach that finds a way to bring the crew together, let Russell Wilson play, relatively mistake-free football. Granted, he's had a couple that have cost him in the last few weeks, but that's what the secret was to that winning streak. We're not turning the ball over. We're playing good defense. Things are going okay. Now it's taking the next step, and you're not getting a new front office other than a GM in name only.
We have our first one of these of the day.
I'm your huckleberry.
Feel free to get your super chats in our YouTube comments. Those are greatly appreciated here in the holiday season because, Jeremy spent a lot of money at Christmas this year. I was doing the tally on that and just went, wow, I overachieved this year. Our buddy The Ocho, catch him live tonight on the Sportsocracy The Ocho YouTube channel, said he would like a first edition Charizard Holo. I have absolutely no idea what that is. That sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, a hologram.
It sounds like a Pokemon. Yeah. Or an offensive playmaker who won't bust drafted to the Patriots. Whichever is easier, it's probably the card. So I'm going to assume that card's really rare. That's how that struck me. Look, New England, you're going to get a playmaker. You hope. It's going to be the second pick in the draft, and it's going to be a quarterback. Now the question is which one it is.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard way more people in the last, 10 days that have come around to my way of thinking that the quarterbacks in this class are way closer than we want to than anybody wants to let you believe. There's this belief that Caleb Williams is just far and away better than Drake May. He's not. I've told you that for a long time. He's going to be a victim of his own hype.
Mm-hmm.
Because people think he is this high-level, no doubt, can't-miss prospect, and he's not. He could miss just as easily. He probably has the highest bust rate of any quarterback I've ever had graded that highly. I like Drake May. I've said this. This is good. This is really good. The bad is really bad. If I was playing matchmaker, I said this yesterday, I'd love to see Jaden Daniels with the New York Giants because I think that is the most seamless of all the fits. Drake May seems like a seamless fit with the New England Patriots because I've seen him do more with less. I've never really seen Caleb Williams do that, and I'm not sure that that's not going to start poorly and then just get worse. Would help if I knew who your coach was going to be, and I have absolutely no read on where that's going. The hardest part of this draft class so far for me, I can't find a good landing spot for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Can you?
Well,
is there a team you look at and go, man, that would be seamless?
No,
because I'm just looking at the teams in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Chicago's taking a quarterback. I would be really surprised if they did. I don't think anybody outside of the top 10 can get up there. You have Arizona, Washington, the Jets, the Chargers, the Titans, who are all pretty locked into quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
The only ones left are New England and Atlanta and the Giants.
Yep.
I don't like him in that Brian Daboll system at all. Like I said, I don't know what New England's going to look like, and I can't believe that Arthur Smith is still going to be the coach of the Atlanta Falcons. If he was, then Caleb Williams, okay. All right, that's the one. But after Arthur Blank said, well, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out. That's a really nice way for Cruella DeVille's husband to say, dead man walking.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Taylor Heinicke, he can do whatever he wants to. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how this is all going to shake out, but somebody's going to take him, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Somebody's going to jump up there to get him. If none of these teams want him, somebody's going to go grab him. If he somehow
you're missing
falls.
you're missing what I'm saying here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a nobody's going to want him. It's where does he fit? This is the same problem I had with Josh Rosen. All right, that was the first draft that we did on terrestrial airwaves. I never had an issue with his arm talent. I had an issue with his brain. I had an issue with his fit into systems. That's where I'm at with Caleb Williams.
Mm-hmm.
If he was going in the teens, okay, not a problem. Going to an offensive head coach who had a real, actual semblance of a plan, okay. There have been emotionally immature quarterbacks that have come into this league and succeeded. The problem is that I feel like he's going into a disaster scenario. Because I keep getting him in that 4 to 5 to 6 range. I keep getting to a point where both the offensive tackles are off the board and the Jets trade down because he's fallen to 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't find that landing spot. I can't find the place that you fit. This is like putting a puzzle together. Well, I'm missing 5 pieces. And so everywhere he lands, it's just a clunky fit to me, and that really increases his likelihood of busting out.
New Orleans.
If New Orleans was taking a quarterback, which I adamantly don't believe they are, I would like Jaden Daniels infinitely more.
Seattle
would be a good fit. He'll never make it that far. And they won't trade up to get him.
They won't trade up to get him.
At least I don't think they will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Pete Carroll at, 72 years old, going, yeah, let me go do that.
Las Vegas.
Vegas and New Orleans have the same problem.
What?
This is an emotionally immature kid, and I'm going to put him in 2 sin cities. That has bad news bears written all over it.
It does, but it also has Las Vegas Raiders written all over it to me. Of he's the name, he's the top guy.
I keep telling you, I know way more about this Raiders situation than I can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no way.
Okay.
At least everything that I have been told out of that building, I I don't buy it. They know they are pot committed to Jimmy Garoppolo. This is going to be a long-term plan with them, which is why I think it's Antonio Pierce. That's why I'm adamant that I believe. And I can't see. I mean, just imagine Antonio Pierce and everything you know about him dealing with a guy that paints his fingernails with falafel, whoever we're playing on it. I don't think that's going to go the way you want it to because Lincoln Riley's coddled you for 3 years. Antonio Pierce ain't going to coddle you. Antonio Pierce is a bad, bad man, and I love him, to be honest with you. Didn't love him as a college coach because he played a little loosey-goosey with the rules.
He was just a groundbreaker. He was just playing.
No, he was a rule breaker. You're using that.
Nah, he was just playing with the rules that were going to be in play down the road.
Oh, we got another one of these from our buddy Colin.
I'm your huckleberry.
Said his wish this offseason is that his Chiefs get receivers for his quarterback. I don't see a path that doesn't happen. The more time goes on, the harder it's getting for me to believe that it's going to be more rookies. Because Andy Reid has that age problem too. And he's never struck me as the guy that's going to coach until he's 80 years old. I feel like they make a play at DeAndre Hopkins or one of these high-end wide receivers that comes free. Hollywood Brown is one that somebody told me earlier in the week. And the more I think about it, the more that makes sense.
T. Higgins.
No, you're not going to spend that much money.
Okay.
No, you need to catch a value of some kind or a vet that's trying to chase a ring. But if you pushed everybody in that pecking order down a tier, DeAndre Hopkins is your one. Obviously, you got Kelsey locked in at tight end. Rashee Rice is your two. And now you've got the Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Marquez Valdez-Scantling thing that are some de facto three. I think you'd like everybody better.
Yeah. What about Mike Evans?
I don't hate that one.
Big-bodied receiver.
I don't hate that one at all.
I mean, sure hands. He's the most reliable receiver that you'll ever have, right?
I would agree with that. That's not where I think he will go, but I wouldn't hate it.
Well, I mean, that's what Mike's in it for, right? Mike's looking for a title.
And he should be.
He's looking for a title. He wants to win again, and he's not taking money from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to stay there. It's just not going to happen. I feel like they could come with the Godfather offer, and he still would say no, which I don't think they can do because you're already paying $30 million to Chris Godwin.
You're LMNO dead when it comes to cap space.
Right. So
I mean, look, we play loosey-goosey with the cap now, but the numbers do still matter to a point.
I think that would be a match made in heaven. Mike Evans to go to Kansas City to play with Patrick Mahomes. Your Christmas wish list, get them in on the YouTube stream.
And this is a fully interactive day. It's the last day of the holidays. We won't be around until the beginning of the year. We'll still be putting out things on social medias. I have pushed the mock drafts as far as I can, and I did it on purpose. Not the entire time. I screwed it up, and then I went, well, hey, this looks like something I could cut up and do over the break.
So look forward to that content coming. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Looking at some great weather here as we head on through the next few days, even as we put a bow on the week Friday. See what I did there? Christmas bow. Yeah, I'll keep my day job. We'll have lots of sunshine today. Make it to 52. Tonight, some clouds, 29. And then sunshine Thursday and Friday. Highs in the mid-50s. Dry and sunny Saturday, Sunday. And a chance of rain showers on Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick, the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Don't miss out on new deals every day during Lowe's 25 Days of Deals. Get a Werner 4-foot fiberglass stepladder. Was $59.98, now $29.98. Because Lowe's knows deals every day. Valid through 12/20 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
The 2024 Ingalls Southern Conference Basketball Championships will be held at the Harris Cherokee Center, Asheville in the ExploreAsheville.com arena March 7th through 11th, 2024. Tickets on sale now and are available via Ticketmaster.com and at the Harris Cherokee Center Asheville box office.
Above and beyond. That's what defines our commitment to our customers at Parks Ford Hendersonville. As your hometown dealer, Parks Ford works hard for you to provide a one-of-a-kind buying experience through incredible service, honest communication, and trusted accountability. Stop by to experience the Parks Promise yourself, a promise to do better, to be better every day. We can't wait to meet you and help you find the right vehicle for you. Stop in and shop parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
Ready to start the new year strong? Then come out for the annual New Year's Resolution Run presented by Hunter Subaru. With 5K and 10K routes to choose from, runners, walkers, and family members of all ages and ability levels are welcome. You'll enjoy the vibrant streets of downtown Asheville on New Year's Day starting at 10 a.m. What better way to make 2024 your most successful year yet? Start it with a win at the New Year's Resolution Run. For more information and to get signed up, go to idaph.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
At Tyson Furniture, they have a huge selection of furniture, honest values, and great service. They're a big store, and Black Mountain has wonderful restaurants and interesting shops to explore. Visit them at Tyson Furniture in Black Mountain, where beautiful homes begin.
'Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingalls Markets.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
It is ESPN Asheville coming to you live from the Angell studio. And Jeremy, your team is back in the news. Nope, not the Jets. Not the basketball team either. It's the Florida State Seminoles. I mean, you talk about a Christmas wish list.
Get me to the Big Ten.
They got one. That's it's $120 million worth. That is the projected cost of getting out of the grant of rights in the ACC. And Florida State, it's now being reported by ESPN that sources close to the program say that those official discussions are happening and have been happening. No kidding. They were happening before you got left out of the college football playoff. And then all this did was confirm your original suspicions was we're going nowhere with the ACC.
Well, I am a source close to this program, so I can tell you that nothing is imminent. So if you see any of these reports that have floated around social media that they're going to be in the Big Ten in 2025, they're going to get to the SEC in 2025. So far, nobody has found a path to doing that. If it was viable, then you would be right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not. Because not only do you have to pay that much money, the ACC retains your media rights, and you're not nearly as attractive. Now, do I think that at some point in the next 18 to 24 months, somebody that, I don't know, maybe tied to the program that has a whole lot of money finds a loophole in this? Yes, I do. But the thing I can report is where the ACC thing has died is in that college football playoff committee room. You had 5 supposed allies. Started with Boo Corrigan, who was the head of the college football playoff committee. There were 4 others with ties to the ACC, and Florida State feels like they were left to die on the vine, and that they were a sacrificial lamb. That they were not treated as an ACC school. They were treated as an outsider, and everybody else had people in that room that were advocating for them, and the people that were supposed to be advocating for them just rolled over and died. And that is what will dissolve the relationship with Florida State and the ACC the first second that it is even vaguely financially viable.
Right.
ACC, you did this to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I told you this in a very vulgar way live as it was happening because I had already had these conversations behind through back channels.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say behind closed doors. That makes it sound like I was cloak and dagger in Tallahassee.
Like you were in the meeting
threatening
room.
to kill Boo Corrigan, which was not the case. No, this had been discussed. If they leave us out the way this is set up, we know now we don't have a friend in this room, and we will screw you if we get the opportunity. And guess what? We have the opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Because even without the media rights deal, the SEC and the Big Ten would still take us because it's an arms race. This is all the college football landscape has always been going to end one way, which is you're going to have two entities that basically insulate themselves, play themselves, and then they play each other in a playoff. That's how this was always going to work. And I look at the ACC now, and I'm looking at William Workman at our YouTube comment said Clemson, Miami, and Virginia Tech to the SEC. I can't tell you that Miami makes the journey because I don't think they're attractive enough.
Really?
If they take 6, okay. Clemson, you're on the periphery. Carolina's the really attractive one because Carolina prints money. It's a big brand. Clemson's a very new brand. People get lost in what you've done for me lately. Clemson's not viewed that way on the national landscape because they don't make money like that. They only make money in one sport. Everything else is a net loss. I don't care how highly their basketball team ranks.
Right.
So they're not viewed that way. I still think they would wind up in it. I think if it's 2, it would probably be Florida State and North Carolina. If it was 4, it would probably be Florida State, North Carolina, Clemson, and either Virginia Tech or Miami. The thing Boo Corrigan did, NC State, you guaranteed it ain't going to be you.
Oh, yeah.
Because the loudest voice in this room is Florida State, and you have done pissed them off.
Well, and you don't have, but
so
you don't have anything
you're
to
seeing
offer.
this. Well, you did.
Did you?
They were the 4. The reason that I don't know who the 4 is right now is because it was NC State.
Well, yeah,
and
because
now
they
Florida
turned
State
on
has said, you turned on me, watch me turn on you, and it's going to hurt a lot worse when I turn on you.
Right. But that was when Florida State had their votes, right?
Florida State will always have the votes.
No, I meant when it had NC State's vote. Right, when
they would still have NC State's vote. The problem is that Florida State now won't do anything that ties itself to NC State.
Okay.
That's not an opinion. That's
right.
a stone cold fact. And when your program dies, you can look at old Boo Boo, and that's the guy that did it. Whether that's rational, whether that's right, doesn't matter. Everybody else had advocates in the room. We didn't. You burned us. We were your meal ticket. And yes, I'm saying we because I've been doing this for quite some time. We were your meal ticket. Well, now you've been that bum that was sleeping on our couch and we were feeding you, and then you complained about what we brought you. Yeah, it's a bad call because now you're going to be sitting on the sidewalk with all your stuff in a kerchief with a little stick attached to it. And frankly, I'm here for it.
Yep. Florida State well within their rights, and absolutely, I back you. And finding a way out, and I think everybody else should.
I mean, look, this is not going to be popular where I'm saying it because a lot of people listening to us are fans of ACC schools that aren't on that higher echelon. I hate to break this to you. You've never done anything for us. Ever. We came to you in the late 80s, early 90s. We have carried you for the vast majority of that. The minute somebody else showed up, and it was Clemson, you turned on us, and we noticed. So take luck. Enjoy Cal. Enjoy Stanford. Don't think you're going to have Florida State to carry around that much longer. And the really smart higher-end schools are going to tie themselves to them. And trust me, I'm already seeing it.
Yep.
And North Carolina is the most obvious one.
Big money programs belong with the other big money programs.
That's the way it's going to go.
That's the way, and it's the way I have always fell on this.
The problem with the ACC is that they always had a huge discrepancy in who cared about what. Conferences are not meant to be constructed that way, where you have 4 of your schools that only care about basketball, and in large part Duke, Carolina, and a Syracuse, they've only cared about basketball. Well, guess what? Syracuse is terrible in basketball now. They're spending copious amounts of money to make their football team much more relevant because basketball's dying on the vine. So all you basketball schools outside of North Carolina, and yes, I throw Duke into that as well, you don't really have much of an appeal. Notice that Duke and Syracuse are funneling all this money into football. It's because they want to get involved in this too.
Yeah.
Hey, take us to the Big Ten. Hey, big brother, take us too. I know there's other seats in that car. Please don't leave us to die with Georgia Tech, who doesn't care about anything, and Boston College, who wouldn't spend money on anything athletic if they were forced to. I appreciate you telling that story. It gave me a reason to rant right before Christmas. Here's another reason for me to rant. George Pickens is a bit of a head case. Mm-hmm. Have you seen the video from this past weekend? A little run by Jaylen Warren. It looks like he's got an opportunity possibly to get in. He's got to make a move, but he needs a block. Mm-hmm. And George Pickens just watches the guy go right by him. And then he was asked, hey, what was that? And his answer was, I was just trying to prevent the Tank Dell situation. The same thing that happened to him. I didn't want to get an injury. When you stay in on the block too low, you can get ran up on very easily.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So basically what you just told me is, as a receiver, you are refusing to block because you might get hurt. If you don't see the difference in those two situations, that Tank Dell play was almost enough to take me off Bobby Slowick. That was dumb. But young, inexperienced play caller. George, buddy, all you're being asked to do is exactly what you're asked to do as a receiver in the NFL. It's not the Steeler way. It's really not the NFL way. And look, I know there are a lot of receivers. Our former co-host, Danae Brown, had a slew of funny stories about blocking as a receiver in the NFL. You can't do this. This was just absolutely arms at his side. Nope, not going to do it, and you can't make me. He's got so much talent, but he is such a head case.
Got too much on the line. Guys like that, that's all they think about. Me, me, me. It's all about me, my personal security, my personal future. Mm-hmm. It's not about the team for anybody, or it's not about the team for those guys.
No.
It's about me. And I'm not going to throw my body out there. I see exactly what he's saying. He's completely wrong.
I agree.
He's completely wrong.
And that's the problem.
But I see where he's coming from, and
problem.
that's a guy that is an absolute pariah.
No doubt.
That guy will never sniff a meeting with me if I'm a GM in the league.
And that's unfortunate. We knew this kid reasonably well from his college days. And the line really caught me off guard. He was a good kid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to tell you he wasn't a rocket surgeon.
Right.
But
his problem in school was that he was too emotional.
Yes.
Right? He was too emotional on the field, and he would get into scuffles and all of that. And now he's gone to the NFL. He's gotten money, and now it's a different story. Now it's not, playing for the love of the game or whatever. It's now I need to protect my bag.
And if you want to know why so many of us are so paranoid about Caleb Williams, it's because we see the exact same thing.
No doubt.
And this is coming from a receiver. Receivers are notoriously divas. It kind of goes along with the territory. You find very few of those guys that are like Amon-Ra St. Brown that's just here for – I love the kid so much. That's not common. A lot of receivers are very me first, very, merch-driven and brand-driven. And I get it because that's a position that your career longevity is being reduced every single year. Because no matter how much they take away the violent hits and things like that, I understand trying to protect your body. What I don't understand is you coming out loud saying, I'm not going to do my job. And then once this came out, there were a lot of people that were very quick to say, hey, you want to know what's wrong with Pittsburgh? That.
Yeah.
Because he ain't the only one. He and Deontay Johnson aren't the only two.
All right.
There are 7 or 8 of these guys in that locker room, and it has taken over.
I don't know how is it so hard to get these guys to understand, and maybe nobody's ever had the discussion with him before, but sit him down and say, hey, I get I understand where you're coming from. You're worried about getting hurt, but you're going to get that guy hurt.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing that doesn't even enter the consciousness of these guys.
I'm so glad you said that, and I'm so glad you told that other story right before this.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first really vocal example of something you're going to see way more. I tried to tell you this when all this NIL thing came down. So you're telling me we've got 18-year-old kids. And look, George Pickens was 20 years old when we first had our interactions with him and his people. You're telling me that a 20-year-old kid that basically his entire life has been told he's the man, then was basically just put on display for who wants to throw the most money at this kid. You think that kid is ever going to mature away from, I'm the man and I got to protect me? Really? I mean, I know it sounds like I'm speaking out of turn here, but I'm not. I didn't see this coming out of George Pickens. I'll admit it. I didn't. I've had this fear that you were going to get guys like this since it started.
That is one of the major challenges to all of this.
Well, because you're making 18-year-old kids free agents.
Absolutely.
And having people throw money at them and tell them how wonderful they are and how they're perfect and how they're going to be stars. George Pickens ain't a star. I hate to tell you this. You're not a star, my friend. You're maybe the 25th best receiver in this league. You've got potential, but what you just said would have been off-putting to me if it came out of Justin Jefferson's mouth.
Yes.
It's really off-putting coming out of yours.
Yes.
Because you haven't paid not nary a due in this league. And now you're basically your second year in the league saying, I'm too good to block. Okay, then for me, you're too good to play. You take your little keister and find that bench over there because that's where it's going to be for me. Because I have full control over how big a star you are.
One of the positives for me to the NIL thing for NFL teams is that I think now we have an opportunity to learn more about these guys in business sense before they get to the league. Like, you're not going to spend.
I don't think you're saying that correctly.
Maybe I'm not, but follow me down the path here, and then you could correct me. You're not. You're going to be less likely to spend money on a guy who's already had these problems, right? These character issues. Caleb Williams is just the start to me. Right, we're seeing this guy start making the money decisions on whether to play, whether not to play. I'm going to come out, but only if I can have it. And all of that gives you more information on these guys as you never would have had before. I'm not saying it makes it a level playing field and this makes NIL okay, but I feel like it is an added benefit for some of these teams.
Okay, so I agree with what you said. I don't agree with how you said it.
Okay.
So let me simplify it down. The beauty of the NIL thing for NFL teams, now I don't have to wonder what a kid does when he gets some money because I get a firsthand glimpse into what it is. So I don't have to wonder what is this kid going to do with his signing bonus because he's already gotten it.
Right.
The only thing is, and this is what I would tell you to be careful of, these guys don't have a lot of interaction directly with people that are paying them. They have money managers, they have agents, they have guys that handle all of these deals, and they just show up where they're told to. They do what they're told to do, and then they collect a check. So you said from a business sense, and that's where I was pulling back of, no, they don't really have anything to do with the business. You got to be careful with that. The money, yeah, what you do as soon as those dollars hit your hand, that's very telling.
And that is what I meant.
And I will tell you, this kid didn't do any of that.
What?
George Pickens didn't do any of that.
Any of what?
There were no red flags with how he used the money that he got in NIL. Now, he was very early in this. So I can't tell you that we didn't just get a little bit duped. And I'm not saying he does anything untoward with his money. I'm telling you he was very selfish, and this comment is really all I ever needed. And I have about 10 more that would go into the same waters. But I do somewhat agree with you that you see what a guy does. You're not just a broke college kid.
Right.
You're not just a kid that's playing for the love of the game, trying to get to the NFL, trying to get to the payday. You're already at the payday.
And I'm going to learn a lot about you throughout your college career. I'm going to learn a lot about you throughout the process here. And whether or not I want to make you a quote-unquote franchise player. Because I got money on the line here too.
No
and
doubt.
I'm sick as a franchise or as an owner of pouring money into an asset that's never going to pay off because he's not mature enough. I may be able to find a mature kid this way.
Well, I mean, and I will say from the scouting side, we've always had ways to. Everybody always loses their minds because people ask things at the combine that you shouldn't, and there have been people that have gone definitely over a line asking questions. That's the reason. That was one of the first things I learned when I started scouting the NFL is, sometimes we get these guys in rooms, and we just want to see how they react. We conspire some off-the-wall question just to see if they'll blow their lid.
Right.
Because this is what we want to see. I don't really care about the answer. I always said that about the Des Bryant thing at the Combine, where they asked if his mother was a lady of the night. They didn't care about the answer. Everybody, and I'm not going to say you blew it out of proportion. You shouldn't ask that question. They were trying to see his response because Des Bryant was a well-known hothead, and they wanted to see, will he blow his top? We asked this question, is he going to get defensive? Is he going to lose his cool? Is he going to be able to keep his level balance when something's thrown at him that he's not expecting? We've always had that ability. What we've never had the ability to do is, hey, you got $1 million in the bank. What are you going to do with it? Hey, do you care as much? Do you work as hard? Or are you still the first one in the building, the last one out when you've already got the money? And that's what we're learning with some of these guys. Caleb Williams. Sorry. I must be coming down with a Christmas cold.
If he's making $4 million a year, just throwing a number out there, playing in college, and he's having problems with commitment, with effort, damn sure not giving him 15 or whatever it's going to happen at the NFL level.
I would be careful saying effort, but there's definitely things there.
Yeah. You're in a Sportsocracy, the ESPN Asheville.
We got one of these.
I'm your huckleberry.
From our buddy Colin. He said, one more wish, get Chris Jones signed to a long-term deal. You really better hope you do, because that franchise tag is going to be really expensive.
Right.
And there's going to be teams that are ready and willing to pay it and get us a decent left tackle. Donovan Smith ain't it. Much love, guys. Keep up the great work. We appreciate you, Colin. And I would be much more worried about your right tackle than you are about your left, because he can't figure out that he can't move before the ball snapped.
We'll get into more Christmas wishes for your NFL team coming up later on in the program after the break here. We're going to talk with the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, Jones Angell, on a tough week in Chapel Hill. We're back, counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a t-shirt cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/creditcard. Limitations apply.
Hi, this is Marilyn Ball, your host of Speaking of Travel, right here on iHeartRadio 570 WWNC. May the joys of the season shed light and hope to everyone around the world and fill our hearts with peace.
And Mary gave birth to her firstborn son and wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger because there was no place for them in the inn. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from Mountain Area Pregnancy Services.
Ready to change your phone service? You got to check out Boost Infinite Wireless at boostinfinite.com. You get their low-priced service and a brand new iPhone every year. And Boost Infinite's new technology gives you 3 networks for the price of 1. So you get the best quality calls and data anywhere you are. No one can do that except Boost. Switch today at boostinfinite.com or call 855-55-BOOST. See boostinfinite.com for terms and conditions.
With all the notifications we get these days, there's one you won't want to miss.
You have a reminder of an upcoming court date in Buncombe County.
Don't miss your day in court. Register today at buncombenc.courtdates.org.
The
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Open the app and click on the holiday banner or search iHeart Holiday and start listening to your local holiday station. Plus stations playing all kinds of holiday music, Christmas classics, Christmas jazz, country, R&B, tons of playlists, even podcasts. Yay! Our gift to you, the perfect holiday soundtrack. Join the millions of listeners on the iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Looking at some great weather here as we head on through the next few days, even as we put a bow on the week Friday. See what I did there? Christmas bow. Yeah, I'll keep my day job. We'll have lots of sunshine today. Make it to 52. Tonight, some clouds, 29. And then sunshine Thursday and Friday. Highs in the mid-50s. Dry and sunny Saturday, Sunday. And a chance of rain showers on Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, a Weather Channel.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
Hello, I'm in need of normal human cold medicine.
Merry Christmas from Angell.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces. And trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
From the Angell Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you won't find PTSD by looking at a thermometer. Sorting out a mental health concern takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a bandage. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, call 1-800-662-HELP for free and confidential information and treatment referral. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support.
This is Carolina basketball.
2-on-1. Baycott finishes the transition hammer.
R.J. Davis, he's going to try a quick three.
Yes, from the right sideline.
On the Tar Heels Sports Network.
Ends up to Baycott, and he gets the run out. Two-handed flush. Carolina, it's Davis. He's fouled, and give him it.
This is your radio home for the Tar Heels.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back.
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Angell studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. Sportsocracy is heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. We're seen everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get the alert whenever we go live, which is, every weekday here. But this is the last one for the year. This is our Christmas spectacular. We'll take a time out here, though, to talk some Tar Heel sports with the voice of the North Carolina Tar Heels, Jones Angell, joining us on the program in what has been a very rough few days for everybody in Carolina Blue, and not just Carolina Blue fans, but admirers of great college basketball players, because we lost Eric Montross this past weekend, and age of 52. Jones, you had the great honor of working side by side with Eric for a few years on the Tar Heel Sports Network. I was honored to be able to meet him several times in his broadcasting career, which was just awesome for me as a 10-year-old growing up with a flat top white kid in North Carolina, just mesmerized by this monster that was leading my favorite college basketball team to a national title. He was bigger than life then, and he was bigger than life in his professional career. We appreciate you taking out the time for us here, and like I said, tough times.
Yeah, Tank, great to be with you, and yeah, it's certainly been a challenging couple of days to say the least, and our thoughts are so much with Eric's family, his wife Laura and his son Andrew, his daughter Sarah, as they are going through, as you can imagine, an incredibly difficult time. It's difficult for all of us. Eric was much more than a really good basketball player. He was much more than a really good broadcaster. He was just such a high-quality person and was truly a good person to the core, and did so much work here in our community around Carolina. Raised millions of dollars for the UNC Children's Hospital here. Was a strong supporter of the Sophie Be Loud organization, which helps adolescents that are fighting cancer, so not necessarily young kids and not adults, but kind of some folks in that in-between area. He supported the UNC AYA, which is a very similar thing with adolescents and young adults battling cancer. He was a vaccine ambassador. He was he was an incredible human being. And so it's tough. Tonight's going to be tough. It'll be tough when we're back in the Smith Center for the first time coming up after the holiday. And we'll just want to, even though, of course, tonight we're going to talk about Eric Summit at the beginning of the broadcast, and then we'll get down to business, because that's what we're there to do, and that's what he would want us to do, and that's our job, is to talk about Carolina and Oklahoma tonight. But he'll be in our thoughts certainly throughout this evening, throughout the next throughout the rest of this season and beyond. And so really, really, really difficult week, and again, our thoughts are so much with his family right now, and we'll see how we do tonight.
Yep. Coming up tonight, North Carolina, Oklahoma, the Jumpman Invitational, 9:00 start. They're in Charlotte. Of course, we'll have the coverage here on ESPN. Asheville starting at 8:00. Coming off of back-to-back losses here against real tough competition. Jones, we talked about, this was going to be that stretch of the season where you really find out like what this team is made of. The UConn game obviously didn't go our way. Kentucky game didn't go our way either. Talk about the end, though, of the Kentucky game, and what's coach's focus been on how to be able to complete comebacks.
Yeah, I think this is really an overriding statement about both those games. I think the biggest issue for Carolina has been on the rebounding side of things, and so you can focus on the fact that Carolina obviously had a young player make a mistake there when you're down 3 with the ball in the final seconds of that Kentucky game, and Carolina didn't even get a shot off due to a mistake. Tar Heels turned the ball over too much in that game. They had 17 of them, which is by far their season high. It's actually been something they've done really well this year, is protect the basketball. They came into that game averaging just a little more than 10 turnovers per contest. To me, that's more, mistakes happen on one side, and then to me, that's an aberration as far as the turnovers are concerned. If it starts happening more consistently, then I think you focus in a little bit more on it. But the rebounding has been an issue, and it's been against the best teams that Carolina's played. And so the last 2 games, Carolina's been out-rebounded 85 to 65. And that made a difference, particularly in the Kentucky game, where I think Carolina, if it holds the Cats to half of the amount of offensive rebounds and second chance points that they have, then they win that game. I don't know if comfortably is the right term, but they win the game, I think, by a couple of possessions. And so it's been emphasized. Now it just needs to happen on the floor. And that's not just a, Armando Bacot deal. That's not just a pick any player deal. That's a Carolina needs to do a better job keeping the opposition off the glass on the offensive side, and the Tar Heels need to get back to making easy opportunities and second chance opportunities on the offensive side. That has been something that Carolina has been so good at for so long. And for whatever reason, they're struggling to succeed in that area this year. Oklahoma tonight is a good rebounding team. They are another athletic big group, which I thought Kentucky's athleticism and length bothered Carolina some, and the Tar Heels are not a particularly big team this year. And so that is something that they're going to have to figure out, how to mitigate some of those problems against really good teams. Now, and you said it correctly when you were leading into this about, that we find out what Carolina was. Yeah. And similar to the UConn game, I didn't necessarily leave the Kentucky game feeling negative about Carolina's long-term prospects or where the Tar Heels are as a team. I still think Carolina's right in that 10 to 20 range on the national scale, with some things that they definitely need to improve on if they want to take that next step forward this season. And so this has been a brutal stretch. I mean, this will be the fifth-ranked team that Carolina's played in the last 6 games. They've never, in the history of Carolina basketball, never played 5 ranked teams in a 6-game stretch. And so schedule-wise, this is as difficult literally as it's ever been for Carolina as far as an extended period of time. And so they've done okay in this stretch. They'd like to get, I think, one more win to feel better about how they managed against a really difficult stretch of games. And so we'll find out tonight. It's a big game tonight for them, I think, to go into the holiday break, because they don't play again until the 29th, to go into the holiday break feeling good about what you've been able to do against a very, very difficult Ledger.
Right. Before you know it, we're gonna turn around and it's gonna be conference time.
Yep.
After the new year, it is gonna kick into high gear, as it always does with ACC play. So after Oklahoma, as you mentioned, on the 29th, you get College of Charleston, and then starts the full conference slate for the Tar Heels. I like watching this team. I like trying to figure out where we're at in the development stages. End of the Kentucky game, obviously concerning for anybody watching, of where's your head at in the last moments. What has Elliot Cadeau's response been to that last sequence?
Well, Tank, I think the way that Hubert Davis puts it, and I think is right, is that, he doesn't claim to be a perfect person, and so you don't expect your players to be perfect. Now, you do expect your players to be able to execute to a higher level than that in a big moment, but you're also talking about a young freshman that made a mistake, and that's going to happen. I think, as so often happens in athletics, you focus on the one play, where I think it is a larger picture that got you to that point. If Carolina keeps Kentucky off the glass, then that play isn't highlighted the way that it is, because the game was so close at that particular time. And I understand that. That's athletics, and we all understand that from watching sports throughout our lives. But it is much more to me of, how do you react to it? I thought Elliot Cadeau was very visibly frustrated when that happened. I think that you can't let that be something that carries over to the next play, or in this case, the next game, or whatever it may be. It was a mistake. And so you say, okay, what happened here? Let's learn from this. We understand it happened. We understand there's nothing you can do about it now, so let's get better from it and move forward. And that's really your only option, because if you sit there and linger on it, then it's not going to do you any good, and I think it's actually going to hurt you in the long run. So Elliot Cadeau is a really good player. He didn't have a very good game in total on Saturday. He has had some games where he has been very good, but he is also a kid that reclassified after his junior year of high school and is playing a ton at a high level against really good teams, and you would expect him to have some up and down moments, a total of 10 games into his college career. And so he is somebody that is going to be important for Carolina tonight, important for them moving forward, and you just hope that he is able to quickly learn from a mistake compared to holding it with him.
If you looked up the word consistency in the dictionary, true or false, it has a picture of R.J. Davis next to it.
He certainly has been on a stretch where he has been incredibly impressive, and I think a relatively efficient stretch as well. Obviously, he's going to take a little bit higher difficulty shots due to his size and his position, so he's taking longer shots, which, your percentage won't be quite as high. But still, he's been hovering right around that 45% kind of range as far as his overall field goal percentage. He's been somewhere in that 40% range from three-point area, and he's been absolutely lights out from the free throw line. In fact, he missed his last shot from the line against Kentucky. He had made 41 in a row before that, and he's been getting to the line a bunch as well. And so, on the season, he's 49 of 52. So he has really stepped up in a big way here in his senior year. It's coming night in and night out. He's had now 6 consecutive games of 26 points or more, which is, 5 straight games of 26 points or more and 6 straight of 23 points or more. That 5 straight of 26 plus, he's just the 4th Tar Heel to ever do that, with Charlie Scott, Bobby Lewis, and Lenny Rosenbluth. So that's a pretty good company to be keeping if you're R.J. Davis. And so it's clear that he is right now Carolina's best combination of skill, experience, and consistency. I think the Tar Heels need that more from Armando Bacot in a different way. Obviously, he's a different type of player than R.J. Davis is. But Armando has struggled against the best teams that Carolina has played. And Carolina can't be the best version of itself if Armando Bacot's scoring 9 points and getting 6 rebounds, but turning it over 6 times like he did in the game against Kentucky. And, Tank, for me, it's been a dramatic difference for Armando when Carolina's played at home versus when it has not been at home. At home, he is averaging nearly 21 points and 13 rebounds and shooting 61%. Some of that competition hasn't been as good, but that also includes Tennessee, and that includes Florida State in those numbers. Away from the Smith Center, he's averaging fewer than 10 points, fewer than 10 rebounds, and he's shooting 39.5%. And it's that percentage that is concerning, I think, is more concerning. You're shooting 61.5% at home and 39.5% away from home. That's a dramatic difference. And so Carolina needs a more efficient, consistent Armando Bacot away from the Smith Center and against the best competition that it's going to face. And Oklahoma has certainly had a terrific year. This will be a predominantly Tar Heel crowd tonight in Charlotte. It won't be a true home game, but it'll be a lot of Tar Heels there. And so how he responds and he performs, I think, will be a big part of this game for Carolina tonight.
1 week from today, it will be the culmination of the football season as the Duke's Mayo Bowl will take place there in Charlotte, Bank of America Stadium. Tar Heels and West Virginia will have the coverage here on ESPN. Asheville, anybody going to play in this game? Or what's the
we're going to suit you. We're going to suit you up for that one, Tank. We need you at tight end. No, it's the Tar Heels are certainly going to be down a lot of personnel, a lot of important personnel. Most notably, of course, Drake May, Tez Walker on the offensive side, Cedric Gray, Carolina's most effective defensive player. This is a totally different look that Carolina will have. I had a chance to talk to Mac Brown yesterday, in fact, and he said he's called it the New Opportunity Bowl with his team. And I think Carolina has to approach it that way. This is not the 2023 Tar Heels that will be out on the field. This is some of those 2023 Tar Heels, including some guys who have had great years like J.J. Jones and Omarion Hampton and Power Eccles and, plenty Kamen Rucker. There's plenty of guys that are competing that have had good years. But this will be a very, very different group. And so the way that I think Carolina is approaching this is much more of a let's get a look ahead to next year. Let's, of course, try to win this game and close things out and get the nasty taste out of your mouth after another disappointing close to the season. But this is much more of a what do some of these young players that are going to have the opportunity to play much more than they ever have before? A guy like Connor Harrell at quarterback, a guy like Amari Campbell at linebacker. You know, how do these guys respond? How do they embrace the opportunity? And that's how Carolina, I think, is approaching this. And West Virginia's good. And West Virginia does things that have given Carolina a lot of trouble this year. Most notably, they're one of the best rushing teams in the country. They average well north of 200 yards per game on the ground, and they hold the football. You know, they going into the final week of the regular season, I think they were third in the nation in time of possession, and that's just killed Carolina over the last 6 weeks or so. Is just the opponent having the ball and just bleeding the clock and wearing that defense down. That's happened time and time again. It happened against Virginia. It happened against Clemson. It happened against NC State. You know, these are games that Carolina, I thought, at times did some good things defensively, particularly Virginia and Clemson, not as much so against State. But they wore down because they were on the field too long, because they couldn't get off the field. And so that will be, I think, one of the real keys to that game coming up next week.
All right, again, we'll have the coverage for you next Wednesday, 4:30 start for the pregame, 5:30 for the kickoff from Bank of America Stadium, the Dukes Mayo Bowl Tar Heels against West Virginia. Of course, Jones, you'll be here on ESPN Asheville tonight with the call of the Jumpman Classic, Tar Heels against Oklahoma in a top 11 battle in college basketball. So have a great Christmas, and we really appreciate you taking out the time for us here each week.
Sounds good, Tank. I'll talk to you in the new year.
Yes, sir. We'll catch up to you after the break. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville. Speaking of breaks, here comes one.
'Twas the day before Christmas, and at the North Pole, the elves were all gleeful, mind, body, and soul. From making to baking, content as you please, when off in the distance they heard a loud sneeze.
Hello, I'm in need of normal human cold medicine.
One last stop to top off the tank, and Santa's a go with Ingalls to thank. Merry Christmas from Ingalls.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there, and around there, and even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Imagine a world where animals and humans coexist in harmony, where wild animals thrive, habitats are protected, and marginalized communities are empowered. At International Animal Rescue, this is our vision. Our holistic, community-led projects not only rescue animals, but also protect and replenish precious habitats, creating a better future for us all. But we can't do this without you. Show your support now and help keep the wild, wild. Visit internationalanimalrescue.org.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? And if you drive while you're high, law enforcement can definitely tell. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hurry in for Macy's last-minute gift sale now and take an extra 20% off gift ideas from designers they'll love when you use your coupon or Macy's card. Plus, spend your Macy's money in-store or online. No merchandise exclusions. Can't decide what to get? Give a gift card and let them pick the perfect gift. Find last-minute gifts that never feel last minute right now at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? And if you drive while you're high, law enforcement can definitely tell. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
NFL Total Access, the podcast, is what happens when NFL analysts say everything they wanted to say on TV.
And he's just kind of wasting away out there.
But we're too polite to actually say it.
I miss doing that.
You can find out what happened on NFL fields just about anywhere. But on Total Access, you find out why.
You gotta want more, man.
So listen now to NFL Total Access, the podcast.
Let's go!
On the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
It's ESPN Asheville, the Sportsocracy. It's the 2023 NFL Christmas Vacation Spectacular. Get your wish list in for your NFL team. We'll continue to do those throughout the program here.
There's been a pretty consistent in the YouTube chat of that Mullet Claus has domestic lights in his bag.
No doubt.
And that's what he gives out to all the good boys and girls. Now, see, look, here, I adhere to the drinking age, and so I only give out domestic lights to the over 21 good boys and girls.
Okay.
Those are usually the beast unleashed.
I was just saying, Mullet Claus, does he usually come visit children?
No.
Exactly.
No. Mullet Claus doesn't. No, you got Santa Claus. The big people have Mullet Claus.
I was going to say, here's the thing. Mullet Claus probably has a restraining order against children. So let's just.
You always say that, and it makes me sound terrible, and it's not even kind of true. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of children. It's not really my.
Not your thing.
Specifically, not other people's children.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, I wasn't necessarily thinking about you. I was just thinking about if we're going to do this, and because obviously there's going to be more Mullet Clauses, right? Because the big man, Santa, he gets all the imitators, right? So Mullet Claus will have his imitators, and those Mullet Clauses are the ones I'm afraid of, not necessarily you.
Well,
Jeremy.
that's because Santa Claus has to service the entire world with all the good boys and girls, and Mullet Claus only likes roughly 12 people. So I don't necessarily need any imitators. I just I got work to do. December 24th, throwing out domestic lights and fireballs and no more heaters. We there's no more heaters this year.
No, are you giving out vape pens? Is that what you're
100%.
You giving out?
That's not a bad idea. Go get your little
He's giving out vape sticks and domestic lights. Mullet Claus coming to a town near you.
That's a modern Mullet Claus. I'm evolving. Next year I'm going to be triggered. Actually, next year probably won't have a president that poses pants on a regular basis, so probably be able to do a little more for Mullet Christmas next year.
I mean, technically you will. You'll have one until after the new year, right?
Well,
because the inauguration.
I don't know that there's an answer here that doesn't fall into that category, but that's because we keep running fossils.
We just don't know. We really don't know.
Hashtag give me a president that's under 75.
Yes, it's going to be a big year, spectacular year. William Workman, in his wish list for his team, Carolina Panthers, he wants to trade 3 Christmases.
This is a bold strategy
for a new owner and a new front office. Can we just give you the holiday itself? We will not celebrate Christmas for 3 years as Panthers fans if you will just give us David Tepper selling this team.
Well, you're getting the new front office. The other thing, I take luck.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but look, David Tepper's not the first bad owner in his first handful of years of ownership.
No.
Now, he might be setting a new high watermark, but look, the Carolina Panther thing is so easy to figure out that it's pitiful.
Mm-hmm.
You hire the GM first, as I said. You do what the New York Jets did. Now, look, it hasn't worked exactly how you wanted it to, but it's certainly better now than it was 4 years ago. You go get a high-end, well-respected talent evaluator in this league, and you give him his shot as a GM. Fitterer, I always and if you remember when they hired him, I said this. You got to be careful with guys that have had a head coach this long, because Pete has a way more vocal voice in that room than you think. Find a place that's had, a bit of turn. Or go find somebody from the Baltimore Ravens or the Philadelphia Eagles. One of these teams is drafted really well. Find the guy, Champ Kelly. That's the name that always comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be shocked how many scouts in this league go, hey, I want to work for that guy. Hey, I love that guy. I've always believed in his ability to evaluate talent, and he's fun to work with, and I've seen him at the combine, and I'm thinking of a handful that I know personally. And then just watch your scouting department get better. I mean, yeah, it's going to be expensive, but, I mean, that's the biggest problem with this team. You're arguably the worst drafting team in the league. In the Scott Fitterer administration, you are arguably the worst drafting team in the league. And now that I'm thinking about that, I'm not even sure that's arguable.
Mm-hmm.
You may be arguably the worst drafting team in North American professional sports. And weird that Hill always comes rolling after.
Yep.
Look, there are bad owners up and down sports that have teams that are good. All you need to do is make one correct hire and then let that ball roll downhill, and all of a sudden David Tepper will not seem like the worst owner in sports anymore.
No doubt. But right now he looks like an absolute buffoon who is over his skis, doesn't know what he's doing.
He needs to stop talking.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, because, look, I'm going to be honest with you, and I thought this after the press conference that he did where he was talking about the concerts and all that. There are plenty of owners that think those things. They've just done this long enough that they know not to say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the owner of the Carolina Panthers, not the owner of the Carolina Media Metroplex.
Exactly. There's a big
and he doesn't
difference.
seem to get that.
Right, there's a big difference. Time and a place for everything, right? David, that's all fine, right? It's all fine that you've lifted the Charlotte spend on tourism or whatever with your concerts. Those are facts and figures that you can throw out at the CVB meeting, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Convention
You say
and
that
Visitors
behind
Bureau.
closed doors.
Right. You do that at that venue. When you're holding an NFL press conference, no one cares. We don't care if you've got Taylor Swift coming in to play a concert or Beyonce or whoever the hell he's got coming in to have a concert. We don't care.
Luke Combs, dog.
Yeah.
Sold
All
out
we
2
care
nights.
about is what you're going to do for the football team.
Well, that's what I don't think Tepper seems to understand, and the media freeze outs, and none of those things benefit you.
Mm-mm.
All right, I know a lot of people think that everybody that does what we do, that we're just talking heads and we're idiots. No, see, we have this thing, and it's this thing that's attached to the wall right here that I'm talking into. It's a microphone that I can say whatever I damn well please to a slew of Carolina Panther fans every day. And you know who else has those? Adam Gold has one of those. Our guys in Charlotte. T-Dog has one of those. Travis Hancock. What you don't seem to understand is that we all know each other. We're all friends with each other. We all talk to each other. So when you burn out one guy, you probably just accidentally got 25 tentacles that are friends with him. So your little petulant, I'm just going to ignore you thing, it's hurting you way more than it's hurting anybody that you freeze out. Because, see, you can't take our microphone away. You don't have that ability. No matter how bad you might want it, you don't have that ability. So we can report and we can discuss and we can say whatever it is that we see. Well, every time you do that, people are more willing behind closed doors to go, hey, here's this thing that I haven't been willing to tell anybody with a microphone because I'm afraid you might say it. Well, I'm way less afraid you're going to say it now. Do you notice that all the stories about Carolina came out after he did that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know why? Exactly what I just said to you. I could do the same thing with every NFL team. There are weird things that happen behind closed doors with every team. The reason you know this is because David Tepper decided to be petulant. And he rubbed the media the wrong way, and now we're here. All he has to do to unwind that, one really good show of good faith. That's it. That's how this business works. Took me a long time to figure this out. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Hey, you know something I need to know? Cool. I probably know something you need to know, and we'll trade. We'll trade notes. And you get good at that over time, and it's weird how accurate you become.
Yep. Nothing's going to change, though, until this team starts winning games. Until you make that hire that shows some kind of progress, nothing's going to change.
It's not necessarily true. You can have a really good offseason. You can have a really good offseason. Now, how you're going to do that? Take luck.
Mm-hmm.
That real good evaluator I was talking about. But if Bryce Young looks like a number 1 overall pick the first 6 games of next year, it's weird how much all this goes away, even if you're 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this goes away. Hey, we got a quarterback. What does a quarterback bring with them? Hope. That's what Carolina doesn't have right now. No affiliate, no member of the organization, none of them. None of us have hope. And so I can't sit here and lie to you and say, oh, well, this is what you've got that's going well. All you got to do is give me something to talk about. Guess what? I'll talk about that. I don't want to sit here and denigrate your team every single day. They're not giving me a choice. And I'm not going to lie because I'm not a homer. I'm not going to be, oh, well, we're an hour and a half away from the stadium and they're awful nice to us, so I'm just going to sit here and lie to you. Nope. Goofy don't work here, so I'm just not going to do that.
Yep.
The narrative could change so fast.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. When we come back, we'll get weird.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Looking at some great weather here as we head on through the next few days, even as we put a bow on the week Friday. See what I did there? Christmas bow. Yeah, I'll keep my day job. We'll have lots of sunshine today. Make it to 52. Tonight, some clouds, 29. And then sunshine Thursday and Friday. Highs in the mid-50s. Dry and sunny Saturday, Sunday. And a chance of rain showers on Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, a Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Ready to start the new year strong? Then come out for the annual New Year's Resolution Run presented by Hunter Subaru. With 5K and 10K routes to choose from, runners, walkers, and family members of all ages and ability levels are welcome. You'll enjoy the vibrant streets of downtown Asheville on New Year's Day starting at 10 a.m. What better way to make 2024 your most successful year yet? Start it with a win at the New Year's Resolution Run. For more information and to get signed up, go to idaph.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia, Asheville.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need, and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan. The Beast Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed available at your local retailer.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
It is ESPN Asheville. This is the Sportsocracy. It's our Christmas spectacular, and it's time to get weird. During the holiday season, right, many people look forward to what? The gifts, right? The presents. If you're in...
That's up there.
You know, what? Would it,
in terms of what you look for at Christmas.
Yeah. What What else would you look for at Christmas?
Oh, I don't know. 2 weeks off work. Not wearing pants for 12 days.
Well, I mean, that's, yes.
So many boozes.
Yes.
I mean, just.
So many boozes.
There's a great chance my liver is going to tender its resignation on about December 28th. Like, no! These are unsafe working environments, and I won't do this anymore.
Jeremy, you and I had a conversation off the air yesterday about Christmas bonuses. And I told you how when I was growing up, I didn't really know what that meant. Like, one of my favorite Christmas movies, one of everybody's favorite Christmas movies, and if it's not, you're doing it wrong, is Christmas Vacation.
We'll be drafting those at the beginning of the next hour.
Yes. But I never really understood that scene in the movie, well, several scenes in the movie, where he keeps talking about his Christmas bonus.
Yeah,
Because
you told me this yesterday, and I was confounded at, wait a minute, so that threw you off?
But I didn't know these things existed. Like, when I came up, I lived in a family that both my parents worked at the hospital. And so their Christmas bonus.
When you said that yesterday, that dumbfounded me. They didn't get a bonus from the hospital?
You did, but it was like, it was a $150 gift card to Angell's or something. And so.
Which is a lovely bonus. Low prices, love the savings.
It's great. It paid for our Christmas dinner every year. And between my parents, they both got one, so we could combine it. And everybody got to, right? We got to get the big Christmas dinner with the money that was given. But it was never like one of these, it's a percentage of the revenue that you make. And so, like, when he's saying I'm going to put in a pool with my Christmas bonus, I always thought, like, well, I mean, that's just going to cover maybe a down payment or something. I didn't realize that there are businesses that give you, like, $60,000 at the end of the year or higher.
Yeah, I told Tank about a couple of my Christmas bonuses when I was the corporate mullet.
Gross.
And Tank immediately went, "That's more than I made in many years."
Right. In a year, it would be something big. But anyway, I know
in the corporate world, if you don't know, you kind of have to screw people over to get a bonus that big. It's kind of the only way it works.
Right.
And I was called the Black Dahlia for a reason.
Right. But here's the thing. I didn't know those giant bonuses were an actual real thing.
I missed that this year. I've missed that every year since I've come to ESPN because I haven't seen one of those in a while.
I've never known one. I've been more on the, hey, here's a gift card to Angell's or something to pay for your Christmas dinner. Those absolutely fine to me. It's not cool, though, when a business goes, hey, we got you a Christmas bonus, and this is what one woman ended up with. She works at a hospital. She's a nurse, and it doesn't say where, and we're not going to out the hospital.
I know this story. I saw this story.
But their Christmas bonus this year was a baked potato bar in the cafeteria.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, so all the hard-working nurses that keep, everybody healthy in our community, and they're getting a potato bar. You can put whatever you want on your potato. So this woman posts on social media the picture of her little tiny hospital baked potato. And when I say hospital baked potato, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Those that are just, they're made 150 at a time. And you got your little potato. She's got a blob of sour cream on it, some cheese, and some seasoning or something, like some pepper. So here's the thing. It cost $15, quote unquote, according to the bosses.
That she was then taxed on.
They taxed them on the $15 of their wimpy little potato bar that was their quote unquote Christmas bonus. Now, here's the good part of the story is that this was an upgrade over their Christmas bonus last year, which was a 30-minute WebEx webinar with the leadership team. I'm sorry, what? Christmas bonus time. Now you got to sit in a room for 30 minutes and just mock whatever's going on the team. It would drive me nuts. I would have quit. I would have absolutely quit.
You know what? You know what this woman needed? A cousin Eddie.
Oh yeah.
Show up at his house in your poopers full RV to abduct them.
Meanwhile, the CEO of hospital is cashing in his $2.4 million bonus for the year because they scrimped on the bonuses and was able to give you a potato bar, which you were then taxed on. That is just some Scrooge BS right there.
Evan Doyle said he got that same bonus one time at a former employer. He would bring in potatoes to employees. One-on-ones is a bit hilarious every time.
That's terrible.
I, on the other hand, got a bonus one time that I did not know was not taxed.
You didn't claim it? Or you found out later when you had to claim it?
I didn't claim it for 2 years.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
But that was...
Yeah, I loaded that one into the old TurboTax and went, woof, ouchie.
Severe penalties.
You know what I didn't think when I saw that? The blessing. Sorry. My story is about a Texas woman, and it's also kind of a bit out of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She, 29-year-old media marketing manager in Dallas, Texas, name's Brett Ingram. Apparently, she was very late in putting up her Christmas tree because this video just went out on Monday. So she put up her tree, and she started hearing noises, much like Chevy Chase did, and Aunt Crazy Pants, whatever her name was. Darlene? I think it's Aunt Darlene.
I don't remember.
I watched this movie last night, so you'd think I'd know that, but I don't.
Rebecca, I think, was her name.
Maybe.
Like
anyway, heard noises coming from the tree.
Stephanie. That was her name.
The blessing. Sorry. I'm going to do that no less than 3 more times before this day's over. Did it 20 times before the show started. She heard a noise coming from the tree. She thought her cat had brought in a mouse and was enjoying the mouse. So she looked under the tree to figure out what it was. She then saw a rat-like tail coming out of the bottom of her Christmas tree. It was at this point that she did what any good 29-year-old does and got her cell phone and recorded it as a video for TikTok and discovered a big old possum in her Christmas tree. I will never we get a story like this every single year. How did you get the tree in your house with the possum in it?
He was just terrified, I guess, just clinging to the trunk. I don't know.
But at some point, the possum is going to go, can I go now? Can I go now? I can go now. And probably gnarl your face off. I don't understand how this thing got into your house. I got a possum one time in a garage at a party that I cannot tell how that story ended because there would be very upset people.
Oh, no.
I didn't do it, but I can't say it didn't happen.
Wow.
Not good.
Mm-hmm.
Not good. Mm-hmm. Check your Christmas tree for varmints.
Adam Black says that a former employer, we received a gift certificate to the work store in which you could buy nothing completely with the gift certificate. Oh, and yeah, the company got the profits.
So basically what you're saying is, and I'll just tell you from the corporate world, this is what that means. If you can't buy it completely, it means you were buying it for whatever their cost is. So they were net neutral on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's what that means.
Hey, you can get a $35 T-shirt from the work store. Here's a $25 gift certificate.
I feel like this is a great time to ask, what is the worst gift you ever got as an employee? What's the worst Christmas bonus you ever got?
Christmas bonus.
I know mine unequivocally. Mine is a phenomenal story.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Most places I've ever worked, I mean, I've mainly only worked in radio, and every other job I've ever had, they went, what? A Christmas what?
The tater bar is very high up there.
You don't have to work on Christmas Day. That's your bonus, right?
Oh, dude, I worked in sales. I was mailing it in from December 5th. If you got anything from me in the month of December, you were doing well. So before I got promoted at a previous company that I worked at, we did the same thing where you would get your Christmas bonus the last week that we were all in the building. So a little courier would come by and it would be dropped on your desk. So I think I was the 4th highest up at that point. I got the check from the guy 2 places ahead of me. So I opened mine up. I see a number that is bigger than any check I have ever gotten in my life. I am dumbfounded at how big this check is.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't notice is that the check was made out to not me. I am so excited. I'm planning out what I'm going to do with this. This is the greatest company I've ever worked for. And I did this for about half a day until the guy who this check was made out to showed up at my door and said, I think you got mine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, we're on the same plane here, so, okay, I mean, you're a little higher than me. Maybe yours is going to be a smidge higher than mine, but mine's still going to be good.
A smidge. How big was that smidge?
Mine was, I did the math on this one time. I think mine was 6.7% of what his was.
Wow.
That's hard to come back from.
Yeah.
That's one of those that I didn't last much longer there.
Oh, it's going to be a very merry Christmas.
Oh, shoot. Now I got enough for the tater bar. Oh. That was one of those where I went full LA Knight with the boss's office. Let me talk to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick Holt says his current company mailed him a crappy water bottle last week for Christmas. So that's
companies do love giving you merchandise that has their logo on it.
Yes.
Like, why on earth would I want that? I've never understood that. I worked for cool companies that had things that you would want.
Mm-hmm.
Both of my 10 years at Verizon, we'd wind up with televisions. We'd get all kinds of stuff, and it was sweet. You want to know who gets really good gifts at Christmas? Car salesmen. I did that for 1 year. I've done 2 of their parties, and I looked around at one point and went, oh, you do well. I can't tell you what dealership it was, and it's close-ish to here, but not. Their salesman of the year got a new car, and they paid the taxes on it too. So it was totally free.
Wow.
It's like, ooh, it was a nice car too.
Nice. Adam Black says he once got a subscription to Christian Mingle from an employer. He never used it, though, because he had just recently started talking to what is now his wife.
Hold on. This is my new favorite story ever. Adam Black is a pastor.
Yep.
And they gave him a subscription to Christian Mingle.
Mm-hmm.
I have to know, what would your username have been? Adam Black's one of
near as nefarious as you want it to be.
100%. He is one of the funniest people that listens to this show. I guarantee you I said that, and he went, I got 6 minutes to figure one out. I bet he is Googling it right now. Funny Christian Mingle names.
I guarantee it's going to be better than your cover band's name.
I can't say that. Adam Black, I can't say that. Oh, shoot. Yeah. What are we doing it? I love Christmas time.
The old Plenty of Fish. Just out there finding.
Hey.
That's bad. That is bad. I've never known anybody to be given, hey, here's Singles website. Here you go.
I cannot tell you who this is. The funniest story I have like that, a guy that I used to work with, he had a dating site profile. And his first name started with a B. And his profile was his last name, be yours. And I've never called him anything else. He is still, to this day, in my phone as his last name, be yours. I've heard some other good ones that I can't say.
These are all great suggestions, I don't think we can use any of them.
Oh, there's one that we could say.
Jehovah's Thickness.
There it is.
That's the one.
There it is. Let's go.
All right. Jehovah's Thickness. I love that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's points for Patrick Holt.
No doubt.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Hey, you know what's funny? If we were left to our own devices, this is what our show would be, because there's no one here. We can do anything we want to, because there ain't anybody close enough to stop us.
Yeah.
This is what the show would be. Hey, Pastor Adam Black, what is your Christian Mingle name?
All great responses. Can't use a nary one of them.
Oh, there's. You know what? I'm gonna come up with before this is all said and done. I'm gonna come up with the ultimate one.
Yes. We will strive for that. Keep it FCC approved. You're in the Sportsocracy. This is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400.
At Spare the Staff. Boom.
The Ingalls Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be at the Asheville Mall. Bring non-perishable items to the donation barrels at local Ingalls locations or donate online. Join Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times so Manna Food Bank can fill empty plates this holiday season.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Ring in the new year with Soul Symphony in Style at New Year's Eve. She's Got Soul, presented by the Asheville Symphony. Hear music from Whitney Houston, Gladys Knight, Earth, Wind & Fire, and more. Brought to life by Broadway and television star Carpathia Jenkins. Backed by your Asheville Symphony. Sunday, December 31st at 8 p.m. at the ExploreAsheville.com Arena. Tickets on sale now at AshevilleSymphony.org. By phone at 828-254-7046 or at the Asheville Symphony box office at 27 College Place in Asheville.
Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. Merry Christmas and a very happy New Year from all your friends at MB Haynes Corporation.
Season's greetings from Mountain Credit Union, wishing you joy, peace, and prosperity this holiday season. Thank you for being a part of the Mountain Credit Union family. May your celebrations be merry and your new year filled with financial success. Happy holidays.
'Tis the season when you're in the mood for holiday music. Listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingalls Markets.
It is the Sportsocracy, ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400.
Pastor Adam Black and Patrick Holt win the day. I can say neither of your answers under any circumstances, but man, do I ever want to.
Yeah.
I love you people. You are my people. And Merry Christmas to
So
all.
that is the question of the day on the table, is what would be the best screen name for a training pastor on ChristianMingle.com?
I have no idea how we got here on a Christmas special. I have no clue.
Hey, there are
sometimes
the Democratic Republic of sports, and this is what they want to talk about.
There are sometimes that this show takes a hard right turn, and we go to a commercial break, and I just go, okay, so question, because I lost track. How the hell did we get here? Can you take me step by step of how we got here?
I don't know. This is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. I do not know how we got here.
Another, The Blessing. That would also be a great name for a training pastor.
The Blessing, yes, it would be.
That's
Yeah. You got to go down the spare the rod thing. I don't know. There's something there.
Yep,
I just don't know.
No doubt.
I don't know what it is.
No doubt. We're big dumb bears,
Holy
folks.
Trinity of some. Anyway, you're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, and it is the Christmas Vacation NFL Spectacular. continue to throw in your wish list for your NFL team. We'll continue that discussion coming up after the break here in just a few moments. It'll also be daily draft time. And so, I mean, I guess back by popular demand, we got to do movies.
We've had people asking us to do this all December long. I was dead committed to we have done Christmas movies to death. But the one thing we have never done is draft the best ones. So there are 6 days until Christmas if you include Christmas Day.
Yes.
So we're going to pick the 6 movies that we would watch on a nightly basis, and then we're going to throw it out to you of whose week run up to Christmas wins.
Okay, so the movie schedule for 6 days leading up to Christmas.
Yes.
I like it. All right, we'll do that coming up after the break here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We will be right back.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Looking at some great weather here as we head on through the next few days, even as we put a bow on the week Friday. See what I did there? Christmas bow. Yeah. I'll keep my day job. We'll have lots of sunshine today. Make it to 52. Tonight, some clouds, 29. And then sunshine Thursday and Friday. Highs in the mid-50s. Dry and sunny Saturday, Sunday. And a chance of rain showers on Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand, the best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Last year on Christmas Eve, the Panthers had a record-setting offensive performance. They'll try to run it back this year against the Green Bay Packers Sunday in Charlotte. This is Anish Shroff. Join me, Kurt Coleman, Jim Zoki, and Sharon Thorsland on Sunday. Our pregame coverage starts at noon. Kickoff at 1 p.m. from Bank of America Stadium.
Panther football live all season long on News Radio 570 WWNC.
From the Angell Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Angell Studio.
It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400, the Sportsocracy. We're heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You take us with you everywhere you go. You can also see us everywhere you go on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat, get your thoughts in on the topics of the day, Christmas wish list for your NFL team, and daily draft time, Christmas movies. And this is the best Christmas movies. And what are you going to watch over the next 6 days? Leading up to the big day, we're setting the movie schedule. Are you going first? Or are you going to let me go first?
You know what? I'm in a charitable mood.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you go first.
You let me go first. Okay. Well, seeing as how I'm going first, I will take the way I want to start out the Christmas movie marathon over the next few days. I want to I mean, it's like a good mixtape, right? You remember making mixtapes when you were younger.
Oh,
Jeremy
no doubt.
never did.
Oh, no, I did.
Oh, did you?
Not tapes.
I was going to say, you're not old enough for tapes. He wasn't recording songs off of the radio onto a cassette tape.
No, I was mixing CDs. I had LimeWire. I gave the family computer a virus that there is not an antibiotic strong enough to kill.
No. You had to dump that at the bottom of the French Broad.
Oh,
you?
no doubt. Yeah, there was more than one time that I got a screen with a smiley face and went, unplug that and pray to Jesus that it comes back alive. Because I don't know what I just did, but it wasn't good.
I want to build to the moment, right? I want to build to the big show on Christmas. And so I'm going to start with the least Christmas movie, but still kind of gets me in the mood. It's Die Hard.
I hate you, and I hope I want you to have a bad Christmas. I hope you get a Jelly of the Month Club membership, and I hope you get a potato bar. Mm-hmm. You jerk.
Sorry, there is nothing quite like counting down the days to Christmas. Just watching Severus Snape take a dive off the Nakatomi Plaza. So, Die Hard, you start there, and then you build the feels good to the end.
I did not see that going that way. And since that's your strategy,
yes,
I'm going to do the exact opposite.
You're going big to start.
Doubt.
All right.
Because you left me unequivocally the best full-on Christmas movie, which is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay.
That's the best one. It's not even close. I watched it last night. It's one of the only ones I've watched multiple times. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen Chevy Chase lately?
No.
He is, I'm going to steal Brian Haynes' line and say he is 3 biscuits away from being full Tank Spencer circa 2016. That dude, at this point, when he steps on a scale, they go one at a time, please. Good Lord, Mr. Chase, you have gotten sizable.
Yes. Yeah, what else am I supposed
He
to
looks
do?
like Fat Larry David now, which is weird. He's also apparently a jerk, which I hate that.
Of
but
course.
It's apparently true.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best Christmas movie. I don't really think it's all that debatable.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have taken Die Hard, so I understand what you did here, because what you think is that you can just take the good ones late, because I hate so many of the quote-unquote good ones. I've got one that I don't think you'll take, but I'm not going to risk it. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yep.
It's such a fantastic movie.
Now, see, that was the one that I thought you were describing the last time you took it, because that is the best Christmas movie of all time.
No, well, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're in it just for a good movie, then it would be It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in it to laugh, it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And I think it holds up better. I wish they would redo It's a Wonderful Life. Like a modern take on that. I mean, obviously you can't have Jimmy Stewart.
No, thank you.
So
I'm out. It's one of those timeless classics that you don't have to touch. Nobody has to redo it. It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, but
it doesn't need to be.
It's 80 years old. If you're up there, you can hear me, show me the way.
Who would do that?
Who could do Jimmy Stewart?
No, I'm saying who do you cast in that movie?
Who would I cast in the movie? Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Out.
This is the first that came to my mind.
Out.
I don't know. Bradley Cooper was the first one that came to my mind.
It's not terrible. It's actually not
That
terrible.
was the first one that came to my mind.
Yeah. I would lean more into something in that Leo DiCaprio maybe as George Bailey. I don't know.
I want to live again, Clarence.
I mean, you're not going to find anybody
again.
to do it I mean, it's just the greatest. It's the greatest movie of all
It's
time.
a fantastic movie.
And it is amazing the things that movie stood for and messages that movie sends out that I never really thought about before. I'm actually listening to a podcast right now on the iHeartRadio app. There's a tease.
That's a plug.
Yeah, it's but it's all about It's a Wonderful Life, and it's about the history of the movie and how it became one of America's favorite Christmas movies. It lived in obscurity for 25 years until finally, as chance would have it, it came back out on the market. The copyright came up for availability, and boop, here we are. Everybody started showing it, and 30 years after it was made was when it became the greatest Christmas movie of all time.
You want the moon to say the word. I'll roll asshole out and pull it down.
It's fantastic. It's a great movie. Absolutely.
I got the two best. I feel like I win already. So now I can be the dumbman that you expect me to be.
Yeah, I mean, well, you did. Yeah, I mean, you cheated a little bit there, but that's okay.
I don't think I did. I don't think I did.
No, you did. Because, you're supposed to build up to the greatest.
Well, I mean, the problem is the closer we get to Christmas, the more domestic lights I'm going to have. So I have to, as is the case with many things in my life, I have to start strong and just hope never mind. No good can come from where I'm getting ready to finish this.
Okay. All right. Right. So you went Wonderful Life and Christmas Vacation.
Boom.
Back to back. Good job. Good job on that one. My next one, I don't have to do that because you're not going to take that one.
No.
I don't have to do that because you're not going to take that one.
No, that's the reason you could do this, because you know that you can just tap on a handful of them that are just awful.
Just awful to you.
Awful. They're awful.
Absolutely awful. I'm going to go, let's get in the mood with little Tim Allen, because the holiday season is just not right without the Santa Claus.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I don't want any of the
none of the sequels.
All the sequels. I don't care.
Yeah, none of the sequels.
None of them. You give me the original Santa Claus. It's the only one that I want to see throughout the season, and then I'm going to be done with it. After that,
Oh, there's one I so don't want you to take.
After that one, I feel like I got to go a little traditional down this path. I know you're not going to take it because it's an animated movie, but I cannot.
Don't be so sure of that.
I cannot make it throughout the holiday season without the Grinch, without How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the original from 1974, Ernest Borgnine, the whole line. You can keep the Jim Carrey one. You can burn the Jim Carrey one for all that matters.
That one was pretty awful, yeah.
The new Grinch one wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
I liked the what was it, the moose? I actually watched that one too.
The moose?
Well, he has like the fat reindeer. I can't remember its name.
The Grinch?
Yeah.
And he had a dog.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have a reindeer though.
So I'm talking about the new one.
Oh.
Yeah, he has like a big fat reindeer.
Oh, okay.
And he's pretty awesome.
Okay.
There's also a screaming goat, which I'm a huge fan of.
All right. Jeremy?
I have more Christmas cheer this year than I usually do. You left me two that are pretty easy for me to take here. Home Alone, which is just ultimate classic. And it was also the last time that Macaulay Culkin wasn't completely out of his mind. And Charlie Brown Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, you said animated, and I went, what are you about to do?
Well, you usually tap out on animated stuff, so I didn't know.
Well, here's the thing. For some reason this year, my little Grinch heart has swollen to 3 times its size. And many would say that's because of the copious amounts of bacon and domestic lights that my diet really consists of. I choose to think it's because of Christmas cheer.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my brain is.
Okay. I'm glad you finally got into the spirit.
Now, you're not going to like my last two, just so you know.
Oh, I know that. We all know we're not going to agree at all with anything you put at the top of the list. You've done well so far, and now giving you plenty of opportunity to screw this up going down the stretch. Next one for me, after you go Home Alone and Charlie Brown. I got to do it. I got to go Christmas Story because I can't not have it. I cannot not have it.
Awful. That is a genuinely terrible movie.
And that, friends, is everything you need to know
That is
about
a
Jeremy's
terrible
taste in
movie.
movies. That is the one definitive that we can all rally around and go, yep, Jeremy's out of his mind.
No, you can't. It's a genuinely awful movie.
It's the worst take you've ever had.
It has no plot whatsoever. It is so unbelievably cringy. The second one was exponentially better.
Oh, you're out of your mind.
The one they just did, way better.
No, sir.
I actually liked it, and I hated the first one.
Which is dumb, because I'm pretty sure that the Christmas Story 2 was as stupid as Christmas Vacation 2, but I've never seen it.
I didn't know there was a Christmas Vacation 2 until yesterday, and now there is Amy's corporate Christmas party is tonight, so there is zero chance that we don't go eat a lovely meal. I get mystified by how she has the most awesome boss ever because he's so good to them at Christmas. And then I come home and house Fireball and watch Christmas Vacation 2 and laugh for 122 minutes at how unbelievably god-awful it is.
Continuing on here. It's a Christmas favorite in our house. We have to watch it each and every year. My wife would throw me out of the house if I didn't take it in the top 5 here. It's White Christmas. Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye. I know you're not a musicals guy, so
No,
you're definitely
I've
not
never
going
seen
down the musicals path.
No, I've literally
but
never
White
seen
Christmas is awesome.
I can honestly say that is one that I have never seen. Okay, so now we're to where we're getting to the nitty gritty. All right, so I got to go Christmas Eve. I got to lighten the mood just a little bit. So I'm going Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. See, this was my thought. I got to stay in the Christmas spirit. Then you get to Christmas Eve. That's when, you're having a little eggnog. You're just sitting around trying to get your brain wrapped around. I got to deal with the family tomorrow. I need to laugh. All right. I don't need, I am filled with the spirit. Also would be a great name for Adam Black's, just throwing that out there.
Yes.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Told you I'd come up with one if you gave me enough time. You give a comedian 20 minutes to come up with something, and that's what you get. Bad Santa's great. You always diminish this movie. It's awesome. I love it. You don't. That's fine. Then Christmas night. Now the Christmas spirit is gone. Like the day is over. I am spent. I just need a good movie to end this with. I am tired. I have got a lot of things that I have had to assemble. I have had to find every battery that is in my house because you got toys to put together and all the things. Now I just need to sit down and watch a true classic, and it's an ultimate Christmas movie. What do you think I'm getting ready to say right
Batman Returns.
That is, you know me so well. Let's go. Get Christopher Walken as the bad guy, Michael Keaton, who is the best Batman. Boom.
Nice.
By the way, in the YouTube chat, they're talking about the Christmas Story 2. That's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one where he has gotten older, and now he is the dad. And I never saw the Christmas Story 2. I didn't see the old one.
Yeah.
Talking about the more recent one that was on HBO Max.
Christmas Story 2 was not, it wasn't the one with the guy, Daniel Stern. He was in Christmas Story 2. This was like a Christmas Story.
I think it was a Christmas Story Christmas or something like that.
Something like that. Where he goes, where Ralphie, now grown up, goes back to town and like Flick still taking stupid dares in the bar that is owned by one of the other kids that was in his little friend group. And Scott Farkas is the cop in town.
It's a Christmas Story Christmas.
There you go.
It was
terrible. Good. It wasn't terrible. It by no means was as good as the first one. And then my final one is Miracle on 34th Street. It's the new one for me over the old one, but you can watch it. You can throw on either one, and I'm completely happy with it. Jeremy, you did well. You did well. You knocked it out of the park on the first few picks, and then Bad Santa and Batman Returns. You just veered right off the turnpike there. Like, there he goes.
But I explained it. I explained it, and I feel like my explanation was flawless.
It wasn't bad. It was not bad. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, the 2023 NFL Spectacular to close out our season here in the Sportsocracy. We'll be right back.
The Ingalls Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingalls locations, donate online or at the Ingalls Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. Download our free app on Google Play or the App Store. Type in Asheville Home Search. You'll be able to connect with our team and see all the available homes for sale in our area. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
The best season of the year is here.
Tailgate season.
Monster Brewing presents this season's MVP.
The Beast Unleashed.
With 4 bold, familiar flavors.
With 0 caffeine and 0 sugar.
Beast Unleashed is your new pregame ritual.
With white haze, mean green, peach perfect, and scary berries, there's a flavor for every fan.
The Beast
Unleashed.
6% alcohol by volume. Unleashed responsibly. Must be 21 or over. Beast Unleashed. Available at your local retailer.
At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
All across the Tar Heel state, this is Carolina football.
Stepping through a tackle and stepping to the end zone. It is pouring points in Chapel Hill. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win!
Carolina faces West Virginia in the Duke's Mayo Bowl on Wednesday, December 27th. Pre-game coverage starts at 4:30. Kickoff is at 5:30 on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
Our state's future begins with our students. That's why the North Carolina Education Lottery has contributed over $10 billion to education. Through scholarships, school construction, support staff, and pre-K programs, lottery dollars move our state forward, helping students become the best versions of themselves. Visit movingncstudentsforward.com and share how your student or school community has benefited for a chance to earn $2,000 for your story. Must be 18 to play. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
The free iHeartRadio app is your home for the holidays. Open the app and click on the holiday banner or search iHeart Holiday and start listening to your local holiday station. Plus stations playing all kinds of holiday music, Christmas classics, Christmas jazz, country, R&B, tons of playlists, even podcasts. Yay! Our gift to you, the perfect holiday soundtrack. Join the millions of listeners on the iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We got some great follow-ups that would be on your Christmas movie watch list here. Andreas Pinkney says, Flintstones, A Christmas Carol. It's all of the 1980s childhood nostalgia.
I'm here for it. I love the Flintstones.
Garfield's Christmas Special was thrown out by Patrick Holt.
Love lasagna.
Jonathan Welch says The Family Stone. That was a good movie. We're not allowed to watch that in our house, though, because the mom dies, and it's a touchy subject when you have a family member that has died of cancer and somebody dies in the movie. But it's a very heartfelt, very good, well-done movie. And then, let's see here. Patrick Holt said y'all left out Elf.
I would literally rather I would rather host a date that came off Christian Mingle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm good. No, that is. I love Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
Every movie he's ever done, I absolutely love, except Elf, which is awful. That's the only movie in all. So if you're new this year to the show, we used to do the 12 days of Christmas, and I would watch a movie every single night leading up to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only movie that took me more than one day to watch. It was so unbelievably stupid that 25 minutes in, I had to turn it off. Like, I got blood coming out of my ears. I can't do it.
It didn't have enough poo jokes in it for Jeremy. So.
No, it's just incredibly stupid. Like, I never figured out, who is this meant for? And the only thing I could ever come to is, okay, maybe if I smoked a lot of crimes and I wanted to watch something that made no sense whatsoever and had really no discernible funny parts in it, but I wanted to laugh at something that's just not in any way funny,
mm-hmm.
maybe I could have gotten there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't smoke crimes, so I don't know.
You don't have to enjoy that movie. It's a wonderful story, and just a little bit of imagination, and it's not that confusing. I don't understand how you find this confusing. What's confusing? A human raised by elves goes back to New York to find his birth father who didn't know he was alive. He thinks he's an elf. He acts weird. How is that confusing?
Didn't say it was confusing.
Oh.
I was confused how anybody would like it. I get
well, it's hilarious.
I get the stupid, god-awful plot. No, trust me. I mean, basically your synopsis there sounds like something that an 8-year-old would come up with while they were eating their Lucky Charms.
Mm-hmm.
And see, for me, I'm good. Okay, I'm stupid 365 days out of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that out of a Christmas movie, and that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, you watch Bad Santa.
Oh, Bad Santa was awesome. Bad Santa was filthy and hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Again, not enough poo jokes in the elf for Jeremy.
Well, not necessarily poo jokes. It's not really what I was talking about there, but okay. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah. We also had thrown out there, Santa Claus is coming to town. The claymation, yes, all the Rankin Bass movies will be seen at some point in my house over the next week. Elf didn't make the list because I knew Jeremy was never going to take it. And frankly, I've already watched it 3 times. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get to it again in the rotation here.
I'd rather do my taxes 3 times. Check them 2 times.
Oh, you're making a list. Just checking it twice.
I'm going to find out who's naughty and nice.
Well, the IRS is going to tell you that.
Oh, no doubt.
They will tell you whether or not you've been naughty or nice. Speaking of naughty or nice, depends on whether you're naughty or nice if your Christmas wish list comes true. Patrick Holt, the beginning of the program, threw out there, obviously, the one thing that he wants for Christmas for his Washington Commanders. It's a new front office.
You're going to get that.
And
I don't think there's any doubt you're going to get that. I think that's one of the most attractive jobs on the market. I have it ahead of the Chargers. I have it the only job that I think that's going to come open that I find to be more attractive than that would be the Jets. And I'm less sure that comes open after yesterday.
Mm-hmm. What did Aaron say?
2 more years, completely confident in Saleh, completely confident in he basically effused about how great all of that this was a blip year, and we just back and added better than ever next year, which was enough for me to rock a brand new Jets hoodie today because Aaron has this power over me. I don't know what it is. That feller talks, and I just feel like things are just going to be better.
Because they will be. 4th play of the season, everybody got the blip. Everybody got the benefit of the
And you know what? I blame myself. I blame myself because I didn't take a trip out to the farm, have my own little darkness retreat with the ayahuasca, and I feel like I cursed the season. So
Hey,
next
maybe
year,
you should do that. Maybe go on your darkness retreat and then watch Elf, and then you'll get it. There you go. Then you can be with the rest of us.
No, I don't think even those crimes are strong enough to make me understand the allure of that particular motion picture.
What is your wish, your Christmas wish for your team? I'm not even bothering making one. You've already pooed in my punch bowl.
Oh yeah, I mean we know what your wish is. Contract extension for Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah.
Contract extension for Todd Bowles. First round playoff exit.
No,
let's lather up and do it again.
No, here's what I want. I want this to come true. My Christmas wish is in regards to an article that was thrown out on ESPN earlier today where all the experts were talking about the upcoming offseason. And when it comes to free agent quarterbacks, aside from Kirk Cousins, who I feel 98% sure that he's going to take some kind of free team-friendly deal and stay in Minnesota.
Probably just short-term with void years. Probably look like the Aaron Rodgers deal.
Yeah, he wants to be there. That's where
and they don't have a better solution because they won too many games.
Exactly. They'll give him what he needs. The next free agent after that there could be a bidding war over, the prognosticators at ESPN think it's going to be Baker Mayfield, which let's go.
And
please put that price out of my range.
And here's where common sense takes over. You care to name me who that second team's going to be?
I have no idea. Atlanta Falcons.
You're out of your mind. Out of your mind. That Arthur Blank is going to look at that mediocre quarterback and go, oh, yeah, I'm tying my franchise to that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he's going to have a pick in the top 10. And it would take just a small movement to go get Jaden Daniels or Caleb Williams or Drake May. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't believe that anyway.
That's my Christmas wish, though. Please, please, let there be a bidding war for Baker Mayfield that puts him out of our price range.
The only team that I could see making a run like that is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one. And even then, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
Don't you want it? Come on, Steeler fans. You know you want.
To me, there's just not that big a difference between Kenny Pickett and Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hey, look, we're going to try to sell you the same thing that we have been trying to sell you for the last handful of years. I have we got a minute here before a commercial break, so I have an announcement that might be a Christmas wish answered for some of you.
Okay.
So we're off for the next 2 weeks. One of the things that I will be doing in our time off is preparing a new little venture of mine. Tank has a morning show, so obviously he's not in here in the morning, and I get inundated every single day with draft questions. So starting in the new year, all the way through the week after the NFL draft, I will be doing a daily morning podcast called The Daily Draft.
Awesome.
And it will be all things NFL draft. You can send in your questions. There will be places on the website for you to do those things. We are currently jumping off the website. Another thing that I have to do over the course of the break. But it will be a morning, probably 9 a.m. It's Eastern Standard Time. It's might be 8:30. I'm not sure. Just depends on how it fits into the day. I haven't figured out all these things yet. But that will get all the draft content that you want and not have it inundating the ESPN show. It did that last year, and not everybody that listens on the radio is dead set on the draft, so this way you still get your draft content, and we can do some different things after the NFL season ends.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. Christmas wishes continuing to come in on the YouTube stream. Get yours in, and when we come back from the break, it'll be time for the most important message of the day.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Looking at some great weather here as we head on through the next few days, even as we put a bow on the week Friday. See what I did there? Christmas bow. Yeah, I'll keep my day job. We'll have lots of sunshine today. Make it to 52. Tonight, some clouds, 29. And then sunshine Thursday and Friday, highs in the mid-50s. Dry and sunny Saturday, Sunday, and a chance of rain showers on Christmas Day. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. At Mattress Firm's once-a-year sale and clearance, you can save up to 60% on select mattresses. Plus, score a free adjustable base on qualifying purchases. Here's to better sleep in 2024. The right mattress matters, and Mattress Firm will find yours.
'Tis the season. When you're in the mood for holiday music, listen live with the iHeartRadio app and on your radio.
97.7 The Brew is Asheville's Christmas station, brought to you by Balkan Roofing and Ingles Markets.
Make it easy to navigate your health insurance coverage with #1 rated Hummingbird Insurance. Hummingbird provides free assistance for easy comparison shopping across multiple insurance carriers. Schedule a free consultation at hummingbirdins.com. Many qualify for $0 net premiums. Even high earners may qualify for tax credit subsidies. Don't wait to learn about your options. Enroll now for next year. Visit hummingbirdins.com. Hummingbird Insurance. Comparison shopping made easy.
Ring in the new year with Soul Symphony in Style at New Year's Eve. She's Got Soul, presented by the Asheville Symphony. Hear music from Whitney Houston, Gladys Knight, Earth, Wind & Fire, and more. Brought to life by Broadway and television star Carpathia Jenkins. Backed by your Asheville Symphony. Sunday, December 31st at 8 p.m. at the ExploreAsheville.com arena. Tickets on sale now at AshevilleSymphony.org. By phone at 828-254-7046 or at the Asheville Symphony box office at 27 College Place in Asheville.
Pain in your knees, shoulders, hip, or back that won't go away? Check out QC Kinetics for long-lasting relief. No surgery, drugs, or downtime. QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517. With locations in Asheville and Greenville.
iHeartRadio is your #1 app for the holidays. Just open the app and search iHeart Holiday and start listening now. You'll see your local holiday radio station, plus all kinds of other holiday stations, playlists, and podcasts. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Running a small business is no small task. At Home Trust Bank, we work hard to prepare businesses for whatever tomorrow may bring. Your dreams are our business, and we have local experts who can help you plan for a successful future. Dependable guidance you need and service you'll appreciate. At Home Trust Bank, we take your small business banking personally. Visit your local Home Trust branch or anytime at htb.com. Member FDIC.
If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in the mountains, you need to call the agents at Clarissa Sells WNC, brokered by eXp Realty. Check us out online at clarissasellswnc.com. And did I mention that Clarissa Sells WNC loves teachers? We love teachers so much, we're giving back 25% of our commission at closing. For more information, contact us today at 828-774-6343 or clarissasellswnc@gmail.com.
Back in the Sportsocracy inside the Ingles studio, and it's time for the most important message of the day.
Don't do crimes!
Don't do crimes, and man, they just can't stop down in Florida. It's a never-ending just sea of grossness.
Crimes?
Yeah, just crimes and awful, awful people down in Florida. This one comes from Lehigh Acres, Florida, where workers at a Family Dollar store heard something rummaging around in the dumpster out back of the business the other day. Worker goes outside to see what the noise is. Inside the dumpster, they find a plastic garbage bag that is moving around. So they pulled it out. What was inside? A 16-year-old Shih Tzu puppy. Or not a puppy, excuse me. It was an elderly dog. It was a 16-year-old Shih Tzu who just... The owner apparently thought this was the best idea to get rid of the dog. Wrap it in a plastic bag and tie a rope around its neck. Terrible story. I guess just, obviously thinking that the dog would suffocate in there and he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. They were able to track down the man who threw the dog into the dumpster, and then he was charged. He was arrested. He was taken to jail. Would you like to know how long he spent in jail?
This is in Florida?
Yep.
15 minutes.
That's about right.
I'm a Gambit fan of. Did you have to tell the horrible dog story before Christmas?
Yes, less than 4 hours he spent in jail after posting bond for whatever this is. This is one of those crimes, though. I mean, yes, obviously, crimes terrible, whatever. One of the crimes to me in this story is how is he allowed to get out in 4 hours? How do you not put the bond much higher on something like that.
For me, one of the crimes of this story is that you told it.
Oh, did it make you sad?
It was very sad. Yeah, I'm filled with the spirit, and you took some of that from me. So
it's baffling to me.
Yeah, horrible. My story is much dumber. It's from Riverdale, Georgia, and it comes from Waffle House. I have long said I do not understand people that can sober eat Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who this person is. It's a woman. It happened 8 days ago. She came in to work her shift at the Waffle House in Riverdale, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
She got on the Waffle House hat. She got on a very stereotypical wait staff at Waffle House little outfit. She comes in. She takes some orders. She's talking to the kitchen staff. This is all on tape, by the way, because there's a camera in the restaurant. Well, 2 hours into her shift, she goes to the little tablet-y thing, because this is apparently a highfalutin Waffle House that has a tablet instead of a cash register from 1974, and proceeds to steal all the money out of the register. She then walks out the front door, gets in her car, and drives away. Where is the falafel up in this story? Did you notice I said nobody knows who this woman is?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did she work a shift at a Waffle House? She didn't work there. She bought a Waffle House hat offline, walked in, said she was the new waitress, apparently had worked at a Waffle House before because she knew all the terminology, worked a 2-hour shift, collected tips from patrons, and then stole all the money out of the register and just disappeared.
Oh, wait.
I don't often say something is the perfect crime, but that's a pretty perfect crime.
I mean,
think about it. What Waffle House employee is going to go, hey, who is that? No, they don't care because they have a cigarette hanging out of their mouth while they're cooking your eggs. So they don't particularly care. They also can continue cooking eggs whilst there is a 14-person melee happening in front of the jukebox that's playing the same song for the 8th time in a row.
I don't know the inner workings of Waffle House. Obviously, I've never worked there, but I got to imagine. Did nobody on the shift went, hey, who's this person?
Would you?
Yeah.
At this point, do you not think there's a considerable amount of turnover in the wait staff at a Waffle House?
I mean, maybe. Maybe it's one of those
2
things.
weeks before Christmas, which I can only imagine is a busy time in the Waffle House world.
Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe it's one of those things that you get people thrown on your shift that you don't know, and you just roll on with it. I don't know. I would just imagine that somebody at some point in that would go, hey, I don't know this person.
You're missing the whole point. You're also insinuating that somebody that works at the Waffle House would care.
I guess.
Hey, that's not Marge. Is it not? Marge is 84 years old. That woman is 35 at best. Never noticed.
I mean, I guess why would you assume that someone would that would never enter your consciousness that someone would come in to work a shift and then rob you?
Gambit fan said that's the most Waffle House thing I think I've ever heard. I tend to agree with you. Andreas Pinckney, the only shocking thing is that this hasn't happened more. That's also what I said. And then Tyler Presley, does that not happen every day at the Waffle House? I always assumed the people working there just walked in off the street. Me too.
Guess I never really thought about it.
I have never stepped foot in a Waffle House when I was legal to drive a car.
Mm-hmm.
I have never once driven a car to a Waffle House outside of one time when I was a youngman. It was Thanksgiving night, and it was the only thing open. And I ate 17 cheeseburgers at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was going to die for about 3 days.
Yes, which is a great story of why you've never been to a Waffle House.
Correct. I have a rule that I try my best to not eat things that were cooked by someone who was actively smoking a cigarette, or somebody that has hair longer than mine that was just all cattywampus, because that hair could end up in my eggs, and then we're going to have a problem. And Waffle House is probably the only place that I could get into a fight and not be able to take anybody that worked there, including Marge.
No doubt.
She's 84. She's for scrappy.
Oh, yeah.
She'll mess you up.
Mm-hmm.
She's seen some stuff.
I was going to say the Waffle House forks hurt too, I bet.
She has seen some stuff. I also one night learned that the glass at Waffle House is bulletproof. I didn't know that. You know how I found that out? Because I watched somebody bounce off of it, and I went, wait. Fella should have gone through that. Doesn't break.
Nope.
Oh. Resourceful.
Yep. Back to the Christmas wish list for your NFL team. Jonathan Welch threw in the YouTube comments here for his Seattle Seahawks Christmas wish list. He wants to see Shane Waldron be more aggressive and creative in the play calling.
Yeah.
Also would love to have Michael Penix Jr. in the 2024 NFL draft.
You're gonna like you're gonna like the draft that comes out over Christmas. I guarantee it.
And apparently sacks. He needs sacks. It doesn't say toy sacks. It doesn't say like quarterback sacks. It just says sacks. So I don't know.
I don't know what to do with that. I'm gonna say it was quarterback sacks.
I would hope so.
Although I feel like they're pretty high in that.
Mm-hmm.
I know they were. I don't know if they still are.
Yeah. Other wishes. Throw them into the YouTube comments here. We'll get to them before the end of the program.
Hey, and if you got wishes for us in the new year, feel free. Check those in there too. We're sculpting all the things for the new year. That's what Jeremy will be doing with his 12 beautiful days of not having to get up at 7:30 in the morning.
So excited about that.
I am very excited about that.
Yes, as am I. Throw those wish lists into the YouTube comments. Like I said, we'll get to them. There was a story yesterday that Jeremy and I had a conversation about regarding college football. And the article from Yahoo Sports was written by senior writer Kendall Baker. And the idea of it was maybe this NIL thing ain't so bad after all. We know it's bad. We know there are programs with major money. They're going to be able to outspend the ones that don't have the major money. We know that. But maybe there's a silver lining here to the NIL stuff, because according to Rivals.com, this is the ranking that they are using for this, the top 10 prospects in this class coming out of high school currently are all committed to 10 different schools. Now, the rankings vary from site to site, but by Rivals rankings, there is one player in the top 10 for 10 different schools: Ohio State, Alabama, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Nebraska now has one in there. And that's what all this stems from, is after Dylan Raiola told Georgia to pound sand, basically, and flipped over to Nebraska, which it was just always in my heart, right? Lincoln, Nebraska is just always a place that I thought would be special for me, and a place where I could really grow as a human being and as a football player. These are all the things that Dylan Raiola said yesterday. And
nobody believed any of that, and it led to a Reddit conspiracy that he, how do I say this delicately? That he likes the members of the opposite sex to be a little on the bigger side. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google it. I went down that rabbit hole for about an hour last night, and I don't know that I've ever laughed that hard in my life.
Dylan's into farm girls? That was
your Georgia Bulldog fans could not wrap their brain around that he would flip to Nebraska, and one of them came up with a theory that was why. And then as soon as he said it, like 500 more came in and went, that makes sense. That's it. That's the one.
It had nothing to do with the bag of money that they laid at his feet, and also said, hey, you can play in the Big Ten and be a starting quarterback.
And if you want to know what Jeremy's Reddit name is, just go to that thread and find the guy that said, tell me you've never been to Athens, Georgia, without telling me you've never been to Athens, Georgia. Take that to me whatever you want. I didn't say it, which means I can't get in trouble for it. Reddit, where you can say the most awful things on the internet and no one knows it's you.
Yes. But this is To me, there is a silver lining here.
This is not a silver lining.
To me, there is a silver lining that, more teams are going to be able to have high-end recruits. I mean, you're going to have to pay for them. You got to play the game, right?
You told me this story yesterday, and as I thought about it, the only thing I could think was, this doesn't smell right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this feels like you're conjuring up a story. First of all, I cannot find a ranking that has 10 teams with 10 players in their top 10. So I'm not going to say that you made it up.
It's on Rivals.
I got it. Rivals. Yeah. I'm looking at Rivals top 10 right now. There are not 10 teams in this top 10. I searched the website as soon as you started this story. But then let's just elaborate a little further on that. All right, I'm also looking at ESPN, who we work for. Their top recruiting classes, ESPN 300 commits. Georgia has 19. Alabama, Florida State, Texas, and Florida all have 12. Ohio State has 14. Oregon has 15. Yeah, that doesn't really feel to me like – it feels to me like you're cherry-picking the story. It's still 20 programs that are getting the lion's share of the ESPN 300. And if you look through the rankings, it's not real hard to figure out that as you go through and you see all the commitments, yeah, you catch a Missouri, you catch a Texas Tech, you catch South Carolina, you catch Colorado, but, man, you see a lot of Texas A&M, a lot of Ohio State, a lot of Florida State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Texas, Miami, and you just do it on repeat over and over and over and over and over and over again. So, I mean, if you want to cherry-pick the story and that makes you feel hunky-dunky about this, that's all well and good. But I don't feel like you're getting to the end of the story where you look at the composite ranking of all these classes and realize that there's about 8 of them that are lapping you to such a point that you don't have a prayer of keeping up with them. And it's getting worse every single year. Oh, and then you get a story like came out today. Your Georgia Bulldogs flipped KJ Bolden.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-star safety that's committed to Florida State. You know what their first call was? To the top 3 safeties in the transfer portal. Now 2 of them are crystal balled to Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
You know who can't do that? Missouri. You know who can't do that? South Carolina. You know who can't do that? Oh, let's just look down through and say Mississippi State. They can't because you don't have the money to pay them.
Mm-hmm.
So Florida State, the end is near. We lost a 5-star freshman. It's fine. I'll go find a safety that I've already seen play. I mean, you broke the sport. That's not debatable. Now, we still enjoy it because now the good teams are even better than they've been in the past. But where you really see it, and it gets worse every year. The bottom of the ACC, we're in an ACC footprint. The bottom of the ACC ever been worse than it was this year?
No.
Boston College was mid-tier.
Mm-hmm.
And they were mid-tier not because they got way better, but because they were well coached and they had a few players. Then you get to the bottom side, Georgia Tech was unwatchable. They had a player who made the all-freshman team nationally. Can't think of his name off the top of my head. That's it. They have nothing else. Nothing else. The mid-tier of college football is dying. The bottom of it is already dead. It is already dead. And now they're coming for the meaty clackers.
Well, the only thing is
and frankly,
you got to find.
I'm not so sure that I care.
Mm-hmm. You don't care as a fan?
I'm not going to love the transition. You pull for a team that's one of the haves. I pull for a have. Where I would have a problem is if I was an Arkansas Razorback or I was a Stanford Cardinal or NC State. I'm looking down the ESPN 300 going, oh, wow, that's the first time I've seen you, and I'm in the 200s. South Florida, you don't have a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that one kid that you got, awesome. We got one ESPN 300 guy. Cool. You're being used as a farm system. South Florida signed a safety out of Bradenton, Florida. Top 150 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You know where I'll make any bet you want.
Florida
His name's
State.
Jonathan Eccles. He'll be at Florida State, Florida, or Miami within the next 2 years.
No doubt.
Because he'll go down there, play early, play really well, and then he'll get paid to go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
They're treating you as a farm system. You're just not – you don't want to see it because you don't want to think that your institution is being used that way. You are.
You are. Every organization is.
And it goes from the top down.
Yeah.
Coastal Carolina is a feeder system to NC State. NC State is a feeder system for Florida State.
But what we're also seeing is that Florida Georgia and Alabama and Texas Tech or Texas A&M, all these big money programs, they're doing it too. They're a feeder system as well. Because you got all these 5-stars that are committing. Well, that's great. I got 9 5-stars that committed last year. I got 10 that committed the year before. I got 8 that committed the year before that. The ones that are coming in, it's a tryout.
To me, it doesn't matter.
It's all just a never-ending churn now.
And that's the thing. So Georgia had the number 1 recruiting class in the country last year. 11 of those guys were in the transfer portal. What do I care? You never played.
And guess what? Got the number 1 class again this year.
Replaced them. All you're going to do is replace them, and half those guys are going to transfer out next year.
It's just a feeder system now of I'm going to go get all the ones that I can, and then in the first year we're going to find out who makes it and who doesn't, and then I'm going to cast those other ones aside. You guys are going to transfer out to programs you can go play for. Dumas Johnson, the linebacker, the starting linebacker for Georgia this year, is going to Kentucky. Because he's losing his spot with all these guys behind him, and he's got a better shot to be a star for Kentucky than he does to be for Georgia. Because he can go in there, set the world on fire with Kentucky, and everybody go, oh, that's the best player on this team. He's automatically raised his stock.
And when what is he, a sophomore?
I believe so.
And
might be a junior.
He's not that far along. He's he's definitively a sophomore.
Okay.
So if he goes to Kentucky, he's all SEC. He'll be at Alabama in a year.
Maybe.
It's the way it goes. And one of the funniest things I hear on a weekly basis is on Sunday Night Football when they ask these guys, hey, where'd you go to school? And some of them have to say their high school because I went to 3 colleges, and I don't want to say all 3 of them. And I'm not Russell Wilson that'll go a whole pack of Badgers. It's comical.
Yep.
I used to love signing day. Now I couldn't care less. I've refreshed that page maybe 4 times all day.
Because it doesn't matter. Because most of these guys are never going to play for your school anyway.
We got one of these as
Get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Nope.
Yeah. Sign them up.
Hey, that could work too. I didn't know I had that button. I also have.
I'm buck naked.
I have that one too. Yeah, that's a page I didn't know that I had. Awesome. Merry Christmas, everybody. Curtis, I'm not going to lie. I had a small heart attack when that didn't make the noise that I expected it to.
You had no idea what was coming out.
I did not know what was coming, and it could have been so bad.
Could have been.
I think I got rid of all those buttons, but I also didn't know I had that one. It's from Curtis Davis. He said he's wishing for Jim Harbaugh and Joe Moritz as the GM of his Los Angeles Chargers and would love to see a Brock Bowers, Nate Wiggins first round.
Yes.
It's very aggressive on the first round. You're going to need another first-round pick for that.
Okay.
Unless you're saying either or, which is also, I just realized that slash could mean
give me Brock Bowers. I need a new Chargers jersey. I already told my wife, prepare. I will have a powder blue Brock Bowers jersey if that happens.
There's a pretty good shot of it.
Yeah.
That's one of those that you start when you get to this point of the season, because now I've started projecting out. So the mock drafts that you're going to see come out over Christmas, it's not the active order. It's I played through the season and this is what I got. I keep throwing Brock Bowers to the Chargers. I almost can't see a way that it doesn't happen, and I don't care who the coach is.
Yep. Franchise will never be anything without a great tight end.
It's a year, folks.
That is.
It's been a wonderful year, a year of much growth, many new faces, many new names, and we appreciate all of you for listening to us be morons that talk about people's Christian mingle names and Waffle House robberies, and that was just today.
Yes.
That was just today.
Yes. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. A very Merry Christmas to all of you. Happy holidays. We will be back with you after the first of the year, January the 2nd.
Merry Christmas and all the ho-ho-hos.
We're back counting down to kickoff. Let's look at today's 3 keys to premium pre-gaming with Beast Unleashed, presented by Monster Brewing. Number 1, beat the heat.
Unleash the beast with bold, familiar flavors, 0 caffeine, and 0 sugar.
Number 2, running the option.
There's 4 to choose from: White Haze, Peach Perfect, Scary Berries, and my personal favorite, Mean Green.
And number 3, at 6% ABV, Max Protect.
Always drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or over.
Beast Unleashed, available at your local retailer.
Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics have teamed up under new ownership by an Asheville native to better serve our community with the finest custom apparel and unique branded items at the best price. Showtime Sports and Mountain Graphics can customize whatever you, your team, business, or local group may need through high-quality screen printing, embroidery, and laser engraving right here in Asheville. Free personal delivery within Buncombe County and a reduced delivery fee anywhere in Western North Carolina. Visit ShowtimeSportsAVL.com and MountainGraphicsAVL.com. Your one-stop custom apparel shops.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality
The
touch.
Angell's Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at the Asheville Mall as a reminder of the needs of so many families in Western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingalls locations, donate online or at the Ingalls Giving Tree at Asheville Mall so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in Western North Carolina. Please help Ingalls Markets, iHeartRadio Asheville, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this holiday season.
The Sportsocracy.
That's horrible. No, you know what that is? That's horror awful. That's horrible and awful mixed together. Horror awful.
What do you mean he's not coming in? This is our busiest time.
The mixologist at Claude's Bar is moving to Manhattan.
I'm already down 2 bar backs. No one's manning front of
Now
house.
he needs an equally cosmopolitan replacement.
How am I going to find a new bartender before New Year's Eve?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
On Millionaire's Cove.
Don, I won $1 million playing the $10 million spectacular scratch-off. And there's someone else.
Well, I won the $10 million top prize.
I don't know what I saw in your long-lost brother.
I have a brother?
New $10 million spectacular from the North Carolina Education Lottery. Instant millions change everything. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 3.11. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
From the Ingalls Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart